What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. So we are back to our Girl Talk episodes. Y'all know I said I was gonna have people. There's gonna be Friday. We're gonna have Ilse on finally. So we got Marissa on the air with us. Y'all know. Hey, listen, I keep getting asked, Marissa, and we're just gonna let it confirm here.
Les incompetents. I don't know what that means.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
There it was.
So they want to know, are you my permanent co-host?
I'm down. Do you want me, bitch?
Sure. Tell me how you still down.
Even I got DMs about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
but
funny.
you know what
Like,
I keep thinking? Because I'm watching the YouTube videos. We need something for that space.
No, so we are. It's just like
I already
not
know what
happening.
picture I want it to be. Give me that thing. This.
The canteen?
But you facing like almost like a... something
Say it into the mic, girl.
Like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Something crazy like this, but you facing forward. You know how you got that wig with the bangs, long.
The Ariana
it looks
Grande
retro
wig?
like that. Blowing the bubble gum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've just been envisioning
So we thought about a banner like his to cover there.
Like a Her Lounge one or
Like a Her Lounge,
apparel, maybe?
No, well, my Her Neon is in the process.
that. I think it should be you chewing, blowing on a bubble.
That is me, though, because I love me bubble gum.
That's what I'm
Like,
thinking.
legit, I love bubble
It
gum.
needs to
Marisol
be.
does everything. I
The
thought I love
bangs
gum.
exaggerated. The bubble gum exaggerated.
Should be lifting weights, doing her cardio, whatever it
chewing the
is.
gum.
And
And
she's
she-
chewing. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's like, and my mom used to say that I sounded like a tortillera because I can make that every time.
Oh, like when you're doing the...
Like, yeah, because
Yeah.
the ladies in Mexico, I guess the tortilleras, they're like,
Yeah.
like making it. I have no idea. I've never witnessed it myself, but she used to tell me why. But let me tell you something. I don't know if my girlfriend, Luisa, is listening to this, but her mom would chew gum. And it would make that noise, and I used to love it. I'd be like, "Fuck! Why can I chew gum like that?"
I don't even know.
And then, and I'd be the wanting to do it so bad, and so I finally just said, "How do you do that?" She's like, "You're just gonna push with the side of your tongue, and it makes
That's
little,
too much work.
and it makes little bubbles." And I was like, "Word?" I was like, "That's odd."
Sounds like we're starting to talk about something else.
Listen,
We're always talking about something else.
I learned I taught myself how to pop my gum like that, and then when my mom discovered I knew how, she was like, "Hell no!" She's like,
You
"Do
better
not
stop.
pop your gum like that." But before we get started, guys, today, y'all know I like to start with a positive quote, and because it's National Women's Month, I want to kind of still be focused on that. And I think this plays in a role with women in general. So here we go. Don't forget you're human. It's okay to have a meltdown. Just don't unpack and live there.
Amen.
Cry it out, then refocus. Then refocus on where you're headed. And I think the reason it made me think about that is because maybe you can tell me how you feel about this, Marissa. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, obviously there's no such thing as a perfect mom, but we all think we had a perfect mom, right? Because she's mom. I don't know. But I can list my mom's mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. And then for me, I don't feel that they happened until after my parents got divorced, because prior to that, I felt she was like the ideal mother, wife, and entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for me, she was all the mom, wife, hustler things. That was my
her.
mom. It was after, and I kind of like understand because
She started to show you her human side.
exactly.
Yep.
And to me, it was kind of like, hold on, bitch. No.
Hold up, this is not what you were showing me.
You were not doing this prior to this. So what's going on here, you know? So during, on Monday, it was National Women's Day, right? And as I see everyone's quotes, a lot of them always said, don't let anybody shatter your dreams. Don't let any man tell you can't. And I was telling Pete, I was like, I get what they're coming from, right? Mm-hmm. But as we're talking about women who have created history, women who have done things, who have opened up doors for other women, I think the reason that we're able to do all these things is because they didn't let anything get in their way. So instead of kind of like, for me, I never felt like I couldn't do anything as a female. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you couldn't do anything?
Never.
I've never felt like that.
Never. Maybe as a kid, I didn't have self-confidence, but that's only because I grew up in a different household than you. It was a little bit, my mom was real crazy with her tongue. I mean, she could break you down real quick. That was her gift. But because,
do you ever catch yourself doing that to your kids, or do you feel like you're so conscious of it?
Never. When I first met my husband, again, we only knew each other like 3 months, and then we got married, and then we got pregnant, and that was it. Like,
it got like real. My mom and my dad, 2 weeks, boo boo, and they got married.
It got real quick. And my way to make him feel like shit, because immediately it was just like things got so real and we started to see the ugly side of each other. And my tongue, boo. Just that, I always call it Norma Jean. The Norma Jean, that hatefulness, it was there, and I knew how to turn it off and turn it on. And those are things that I've had to work on. But yeah, man, that kind of shit right there, I was good at.
Yeah.
But as a kid, as I got older, I started to say, in my mind, I was just like, fuck this. You're not going to make me feel like shit. And I was just a little kid.
Yeah.
9, 10 years old. I was already, well, why? But no, well, you just hate yourself. Well, and I was a little kid, girl.
Wow.
So just from me saying, already put it in my mind, like, no, fuck you. You're not going to make me feel like shit. It just evolved. But I don't really think it was confidence. That was just me trying to pretend like I had confidence. It wasn't until I got older that I started to, okay, I don't have to
My self-conscious on my own always, and this was because my mom was also very harsh. Technically, if you want to get technical, my mom was verbally abusive in the sense that she would...
It was always an insult to try to... It was like they wanted you to do better, I guess, but it was never like...
a positive affirmation. It was more
always
like a negative.
A negative. Right? Yeah, it was always a negative.
And this is why when people tell me, like, where do you find your motivation? I don't know how I didn't go opposite way, right? Usually when someone tells you... you're chubby, stop eating, blah, 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 right? You kind of tend to still go that route. For me, it made me so self-conscious of it. I was so conscious of my eating habits. So it was weird because as a kid, I was a chubby kid. But
I'm still a chubby kid. Damn it.
I'm definitely a chubby kid right now.
Mariswole's huge right now.
I'm so big right now. And
you know what, Rob?
In a good way, though. In that cute prego kind of way.
Look at me now.
Oh, my God.
Like you got 2 in there or something.
Yeah. And the one thing that I'm going to say is I think... So weird thing. I never was made fun of by kids because I was chubby. I don't know if it's because it wasn't as popular to be bully in the 80s. I don't know.
We were all chubby. We were all fucked up.
I don't know if that was the reason why, or if maybe because my other friends were not like itty bitty. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But I was never made fun of. Do you know who harassed me the most about it? Were adults versus children. Children never said anything to me. Like, I always say this. I always tell people I was like legit a cool fat girl. Like I was a cool fat girl. Like I had my friends. Like I wasn't like the chubby girl that was shy. I don't know where the confidence came from, and because my mom technically would give us confidence, right? But at the same time, she was telling me you need to stop eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, and it's weird because even she'll say sometimes she's like, "Man, I was kind of harsh on you." I was like, you think? She told me straight up.
Oh, no, my mom would straight up say that never happened.
No, my mom. My mom will tell me, she's like, man, that's kind of, I'm like, she don't say fucked up because she don't cuss. But basically, she told me, si tú no estás delgada para tus 15 años, you are not having a quinceañera. Because I refuse to have my child look like a piñata.
And it worked.
I was itty bitty though. But it was baby fat. Because I swear to you guys, I went through puberty. I started my period in the 6th grade, summer of my 6th grade year. In the 7th grade, I woke up and it was like, hey,
I'm skinny today.
Where's the rest of me? I didn't even know. And then it was the opposite. Gosh, you really need to eat, gorda. Because that's still my nickname, right?
Ruthless.
Gorda, you should eat. You're really skinny. I'm like, who understands you?
I can't with y'all. That's
so
too much.
Yeah, but you know what? I was very curvy. I still was not like... My waist was really little, but my legs and my hips and, your buttocks area were still, bigger. And I was really small at the top, just kind of shaped, still kind of like, I don't know. I didn't have boobs. So it wasn't like I had, Anyway,
I
though,
only got boobs because I got fat.
same.
Because when I'm skinny,
I don't have nothing
That's the
either.
first
I
place
look like
it
a
goes for a
fucking
lot
man.
of girls.
For a lot of girls,
I look
yeah.
like a boy.
So for me, it goes everywhere. What does my mom say? No, es que es gorda pareja, which means I'm chubby all the way through. And it's true. I don't just gain weight like in my face, or it's my face, my arms, everything. But it's funny because later, when I went into ballet, finally, I realized that I would never be able to, I'll be able to be in a recital ballerina, but I would never be able to be a ballerina because I'm not shaped, one, like a ballerina, and two, I can't starve myself like that to be a ballerina. As much as I loved it and as much as I wanted to have these amazing stick legs, my quads, instead of getting small, well, the muscle expands, so it gets bigger, right? So I had these big old calves, these big old quads, and then you see everybody else on their point shoes looking like this, and it's like it just didn't look right. I saw it in the mirror, and it would be like, oh, gosh, this confidence here is just not working. I was still small.
Yeah.
It just was not small at the bottom. So it was
Because they were on that Ice Cube diet.
basically.
Just ice
For
cubes.
real.
But they knew early on they wanted to be like, that was their career. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was like, I mean, that's how I got to school. That's how I got a scholarship. But it wasn't like, I wanted to be a Broadway dancer. That was me. I wanted to go and do like Broadway. That was
is
like my
awesome.
legit ideal. If I died and
wanted
came
to be on
back, that would
Broadway.
be my
Yeah.
ideal job.
So what'd you want to do as a kid?
I don't know. I don't even know if I had any aspiration. I just wanted to get out of my motherfucking house. Shit. And when I turned 18, I was gone. I chunked the deuce. Oh my! I was a babysitter, man. My mom had 5 fucking kids.
Are you one of the oldest?
I have an older brother who's, I don't know, like 45 or something. And then it's
okay.
me, I'm 39. A younger brother that's 35, something like that. And then 2 younger sisters, like 25 and 28 or some shit. But I was the oldest girl. My older brother was already
Gone, doing
he
his
was
own
already
thing.
doing his thing. So I was the fucking babysitter. And
Yeah, I feel you.
I fucking hated it. I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Well, that's why I think I
That
never
was my
wanted
goal.
children, was because I
And
was
that's
a
why I didn't want
babysitter.
Yup.
Was
And
because
that's why
I
didn't
had
want
to
kids.
take care of my sister. I was in 5th grade, right?
Yup.
Maybe younger, because she started. So she was in 1st. I was in 3rd. I'm sorry. So in 1st grade, I started taking. She was in 1st. I was in 3rd grade. I was already having to take care of her.
Girl, I
We'd
was going to PTA meetings in elementary school
Well, I
for
had
my
to
other brothers and
interpret.
sisters.
Well, I didn't have to go to that, but I had to
Yeah,
interpret.
I was like, how are they doing? My mom wants to know what their grades are.
With that
You
same
know,
facial
like,
expression and
Just,
everything.
I was like, so, I
Yeah.
mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, I always think about that. 'Cause it's like I had to come home, make a sandwich for my sister or eggs, the simplest things that I knew how to make.
Yep.
And then it was like, do your homework.
Hamburger helper, girl.
Yeah.
I made the shit out of hamburger
Ooh,
helper.
hamburger helper.
I could. My mom would only allow me to make eggs for some reason. That was the only thing, or grilled cheese.
Did you burn the pan? Okay, I always did.
Nah,
It
never
was so
did.
gross.
But it was weird. And then it's like, hey, sit down. I got to do my homework, so you need to sit down and do your homework. Because I knew that my mom would be home at 4:45, and I wanted to be out the door playing. So I wasn't playing about my homework. My shit was going
Yup.
to be done. And she'd take her time. And then if she wasn't done, guess who'd get in trouble?
You.
I mean, why was that my
so sick
job?
and tired of it.
Why was that my job?
Damned if you do, damned if you
Damned
don't.
if you do, damned if you don't.
And I always tell Pete the story about how I was guilty too of babying my sister. Also, even as an adult, even as her being married, like when she was married, if her husband made a comment, I'd be like, fuck him. You don't need him. I was like, you know what I'm saying? How much money you need for fucking school? I'll pay for your fucking books. And I'd be like, mad as
Damn.
balls,
All pissed
you know,
off.
all mad. I'm
Nah, I
like,
gotta step up.
yeah, I'm like, fuck him, you know? And I'm
Debo
like,
over here.
yeah. And then I never forget one day she had he never said no to her. Does that make sense? But I guess my sister had a way of always, she didn't probably know how to ask for it either. So she would ask the day before she needed. So his thing was like, okay,
Why
well, how
did you
can I go to the-
wait?
Yeah. So one day she tells me and I show up and I'm like, here's the money for your books, you know? And so he's like, he's white like Marissa. And he just turns red and he just says, what's going on here? And I said, well, my sister said you couldn't give her the money for the books. So I came to drop it off because she don't need to ask anybody. She's got my mom and she's got me. And then he's like, he laughs. He goes, Cynthia, I never said. And so it goes into the whole thing.
They didn't know how to communicate properly.
Clearly.
They were children, I'm assuming.
It was hilarious. But to me, it was like that was like my baby sister. Don't fuck with her. Still to this day, don't fuck with her.
Do not.
Because it's finna be on like Donkey Kong.
Damn,
so that's all I gotta
hardcore.
say. I will stab you.
Ooh.
You will be in my
Stab
trunk.
and twist. Stab
I will
the
pour
knife,
concrete
twist that
on you,
bitch.
and I will break you into little pieces and turn you into rocks and pebbles.
Yo, as much as I love my little sister, I feel the same way. I do just let her make her own little fuck ups and be like, hey, man, pick better people.
Yeah.
You know, pick better people.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Oh, so that was another thing. So it was funny because I love reading the captions on people's like who they dedicate. You know, they post themselves and so forth, and then it's like, you know, there's a lot of men who put me down along my way, men that I date. I was like, what?
Yeah, and look, by that time when I was like
What?
dating, I already like had built myself up so much in my head that I was like,
Same.
I didn't feel like, I don't know, I had already worked so hard to be like, you know, confident
Yeah.
that when I was already thinking I was the fucking queen of everything at like 15.
Makes a lot
So,
of sense.
you know what I mean? I was already
as
like,
you should
bitch.
think.
Yeah.
You are the
Exactly. But I had to tell myself that shit because and only because I was like, fuck that bitch. My
Who's
mom.
gonna love you more than you?
Exactly. My mom has always said that. You have got, if you do not love yourself, there's absolutely no way you can love anybody else. There's just no way you can love anybody else. You'll never give them
Yeah.
100% love.
I'm just laughing because I feel like there was multiple times like when me and Rome first met and I told you I was slick with my tongue. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. And then he would always say, and I think for a little while there he would tell me, he's like, you're fucking arrogant. But I guess, I don't know. I didn't feel like I was, but I guess I could see it. I could see it. And I don't think I'm arrogant anymore. I'm more confident.
There you go.
Confidence, the right word.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with, and I'm not saying you should be confident in anything you do. That's why, that's why I love Mariah Carey.
Go why? 'Cause she's crazy and she keeps it together.
She can say what the fuck she wants to say. If she wants to fucking look like a butterfly today, and she wants you to fucking fan her and do it, and rub her feet.
I love her.
Darling,
yeah, she
thanks,
was hardcore.
darling. Thank you, darling.
You can. She can because she got the money.
Oh my god.
She can back it up.
I love
She's
that.
she's history. I mean,
She
what?
really is.
Who's gonna compete with her?
I wanted to be her so bad.
She can back it up anytime.
Anytime.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime.
Between she's just, I love her because the "Why You So Obsessed with Me" song is my favorite, even though it's one of her not very good songs. It's one of the ones after her classics.
you understood what she was trying to say.
But it was just like, and I know it's talking about a guy or whatever, but it's like I love it when a female can say things and back it up 100%, where it's like, fuck, she's right. You know,
Why you so obsessed with me?
Yeah, and that's always that
Why
was
though?
my the girl who introduced me, one of my very good friends who introduced me to Chingo, that was our little inside joke, because it was like I would do something and then it was like another Zumba instructor was all of a sudden doing it after I was doing it, and I'd be like, I could have sworn I did that already.
I just did this 3 days
but
ago.
It's all right. I'm not gonna say nothing. And you know what I'm saying? Or how Pete always tells me, he's like, but you know, what is it when they copy you? It's the biggest form of flattery.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Imitation's the
imitating.
biggest
I was
form
like,
of flattery.
no, that's not flattering to me at all. Like, be you. Why do you have to like?
I think it was who made Apple? Steve Jobs was like, he said, good artist copy, great artist steal.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
So
R.I.P. to that devil. But
I
thanks,
know,
thanks for
right?
the
Yeah,
iPhone.
exactly.
Thanks for the iPhone.
They're the best. But yeah,
Oh, my
so
goodness.
it was just like it's amazing. Every female has their journey. That's why I love that this whole her story, like her history type thing, is because I love it that I think every female, when wherever they are in their life, they've gotten that far, but we've all had different struggles. And I was telling Peter, like, isn't it weird that for myself, speaking for myself, can say, I've never let a man like ever belittle me or make me feel like I was shit or like make me feel like I couldn't do anything. Never. Bitch, your words, nothing. Look, you know.
I could see Marisol as a kid or like as a younger.
Like, no. Te
Salte de
mato.
aquí.
Like,
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Fuera.
Me and my boo have said some ugly things to each other, in anger.
God.
In
I'm scared to
anger.
hear
And
it.
look,
I
this
know.
was at the beginning. We've been married 13 years, guys, so it's been a minute.
You're like, so we can.
You know, we've
get
come
away.
back. We knew we were in the wrong, but no, I was like, you're just saying that because you want me to feel bad about myself, and I am not. Okay, I am not.
Thank you. I'm Mariah. Who are you?
And I said what I said to make him feel bad, and I'm glad he didn't because he's if I'm up here, he's up here, girl. He really just he's the king. But yeah, man, you can't let people or a man or whoever make you feel like shit about you.
Like, say, I just have never felt like men were my competition. You know how there's always like this whole feminist thing about how men just are, oh, it's not fair. But men, maybe because my mom has shown me the way, she bought the hair salon that she owns from a man. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't keep up with his business anymore. So she bought it from him. And I don't know. And I just feel like she showed me that you can go from selling donuts, selling tamales, cleaning houses, to going to school, being a hairdresser, owning your own shop now for over 20 something odd years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I don't know. So it's like, what obstacle is that bad out there?
Do you remember as a kid though, somebody like really affecting you after a breakup or in a relationship or no? Never?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Just curious.
No. I mean, I'd have to say I
Like
had
high
one
school,
little
college.
I really didn't have relationships like that. I had one little boo, but now that I think back, it's like that really wasn't anything. Like when I look at my life with my husband, like that's a real relationship. For me, I had little whatever, but the real relationship I've been in is this fucking marriage.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, like if you cheated and we were talking. So technically,
so
does it matter? Does it count as cheating? Because we never really have made it official. I mean, I was fucking with you. You was fucking with me. You was probably doing something else, and so was I. So
I know I was.
I mean, I know. I was the
We're
worst
all
person
friends,
ever.
guys. We're all friends. Shouldn't anybody be mad?
I was the worst person ever.
It was the early 2000s. Everyone's
Hello.
having fun.
I just was not the best girlfriend
What did Cash
ever.
Money Records say about 99 to 2000?
Exactly.
Girl,
I
was living that song.
Yeah, same.
In my mind.
Hell yeah.
Just hitting up numbers and all them places.
I love Numbers. Numbers was dirty, but that was one of my spots.
But that was
it was one of my places that I like to
feel
switch
like
it up a little
yourself,
bit.
or
I was
what?
like, today I feel
That was
like being a
my after
weirdo.
hours. Yeah.
I'm going to Numbers.
Yeah.
Gonna
that was my after hours
pop
spot,
some tabs
though.
and go crazy over there.
That's why I liked it there. Just because it got worse after hours.
I know.
And it was the only place that still
can't
served.
By
believe I
worse,
didn't
you
see
mean
you
better,
there.
right?
Yes. And it was like 4 a.m. They still have alcohol. Yes.
Woo,
They
good
serve it to you in a
times.
plastic cup because they couldn't give you the bottle. It'd be like, I'm still drinking though. I don't get it, but sure, I'll take it.
Respect the business owner,
I'll
okay?
take
He
it.
knows what he's doing.
I'll take it in the plastic cup. Sure, I don't know. Not that you still need to be drinking at 4. When I think about it, I was telling Pete, I was like, I am so
I'm glad I didn't die,
afraid.
man.
Dude,
Same.
straight up.
Because
Same.
I almost felt like I think I kind of did OD once.
Let's listen to that
But
sentence slowly.
I was starting to lose feeling in like my toes and my fingers and shit. And I was like,
That's called a stroke.
I started to have to tell myself, bitch, move your toe. Move your toe, bitch, move your toe. Really? I was tripping.
So I don't want to encourage
Please,
my
I
daughters.
want my kids to listen to this.
Yeah.
If you do, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to have to tell these stories to my daughters in order for them to understand why I feel this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the story, and I swear I just feel like very irresponsible telling the story. But for one, you shouldn't be drinking and driving. And
Yeah.
I know
No.
we've all done it, but we really shouldn't.
Yeah.
So this one particular night, so where I lived, if you had like your gate card to come in, you could have a side entrance, and then went only for residents there, right? Mm-hmm. So if you know the feeder off the Beltway over there by like City Center, I lived in an apartment complex across the street from like the City Center. So when I had to turn there, that was to get into my apartments. All right. So anyhow, I woke up. My foot was on the brake. That was God.
Oh, thank you,
That really
Jesus.
was God.
Whoa.
Literally, my head was like this on the steering wheel. I fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up. I don't know how or why. I look up. There's no cars around me. I look.
Everybody's asleep, girl.
It's 4 in the morning. What the?
Yeah, but you know how that is. It never fails.
I know.
So I'm like this, and I look up. I legit felt like, you know when you're so scared you couldn't believe that you just did something. I just looked, and I just saw that the street to turn to be able, it was so far, but it wasn't. I was in the lane to turn into that street. Oh my God. And I just woke up. I turned, and then it was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. Well, you don't have to roll your window down. You could put your card like this and it would open the gate.
Yeah.
So I hit the fucking I hit the thing to get in because I didn't want to roll down the window.
I hit a couple things.
I get in my garage, right? In my townhome. I get in there. I don't even make it to, my bedroom was on the 3rd floor. I don't even make it to the 3rd floor. I legit fell asleep on the stairs right there.
She's like, this looks comfy.
I just went to sleep there, and I woke up and I said, I go to the garage. I only fucked up the license plate. I didn't hit anything else, just that. So I'm sitting there fixing it, and I'm just thinking to myself, you are
She was fixing it drunk.
No, legit, I was still drunk. So irresponsible. I was like, my God.
Oh
like,
my God.
How did you not die? You could have died. Like, somebody could have hit you. What if the cops would have came?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I fell asleep at a Jack in the Box drive-thru ordering food.
Damn, I've been behind somebody like you. Fuck, honking the horn like this bitch is asleep.
This was not good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how many stories I will tell my girls, but here's the thing. This is my point. I would rather say, all right, girls, you can't take your car, but I will drop you off.
Yep.
Okay?
At the club?
Wherever you want to go.
I have been dropped off at the club before. The Roxy.
I'll drop you off even a little ways to where I look like your Uber driver. I'm fine with that. Woo. And I will drop you off and then please Uber back home. Like, I need you. I don't want you to be, because now it's worse. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people did the drinking and driving in our days just because Uber wasn't around.
Of course.
And taxis were so expensive.
Yeah, they almost didn't exist. Most of the areas.
So exactly. So for me, it's like, now that it's around, I want to make sure that they understand why you shouldn't drink and drive. And if you want to leave in an Uber, that's fine. Go ahead and leave in the Uber. I don't have to drop you off. But I just want them to understand, like, don't be irresponsible like your mom.
You know what's crazy to think? In 15 to 20 years, will there even be a bunch of like huge social settings? Or is it all going to just be digital, plug in?
Awful.
Somebody's kids are going to be doing that shit, not mine.
Plug
My
in
kids
and
are gonna
play.
be social like a mofo.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I like that idea at all.
Anybody's kids play Roblox or Roblox?
My little one, he plays Roblox.
So I was starting to read before
What
I got
is that?
here.
Tell me, is it bad?
No. So
Okay.
the company went public. Like they're IPOing, right? And people are buying. People are going to start investing a lot into it because apparently whatever technology is in that game and all the currency that you buy in that game, like kids will just put their mom's credit cards and start buying currency to like build out their lands or whatever. That's going to be
So
like...
is it like Minecraft?
Yeah, it's like Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be like the future of where everybody that's growing up now is going to be like, they're going to be like, fuck going out into the real world. This digital world is way better.
Oh, shit. I gotta get him off of Roblox.
See, I don't
People
know
love
about
that.
Oh, my God.
That's why I'm so weird about that technology. That's why I still be buying penny paint and paints and like arts and crafts. Like, we need to touch and feel, Penelope. Like, no, I love that. You see how she's asking to go outside. She wants to be outside.
Dude, have y'all been to the Arboretum lately?
I just thought, we did.
It's fucking... They've done some
Tons
upgrades.
of construction, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just went
but
like 3 weeks ago.
There's still construction where the bike trails are.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to...
Where is that?
Right there where Memorial
Memorial
Park's
and
at.
610.
Yup.
There's an entrance right on the 610
yeah.
feeder and then on Memorial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we go to Memorial Park to walk, and that shit alone is amazing. It
Girl,
looks beautiful.
y'all
We just
need
went
to go to
Sunday.
the Arboretum.
It's way better.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I say better because it's
Well,
beautiful. Like,
It's Memorial Park's badass to go run and do your thing, and I haven't seen the upgrades yet, and I heard they're beautiful.
You've got to go because you can sit by the lake.
What?
They made these decks. And the decks at the end in the square, they've got these little benches, so you can legit, if you wanted to, bring your layout chairs once the summer comes around and just fucking get a tan and just read a book.
Oh my God.
And enjoy this man-made little pond. I mean, it's not like a lake, but you know what I'm saying?
They have a few of those inside the Arboretum. Did you walk all the way around?
I
Marissa?
didn't do the whole thing. But we just did one little portion, and it was so fucking badass.
There's some long trails. They're like 2, 3, 4 miles.
Yup.
Same. Okay, so basically all the woods that was around Memorial, the trail, they knocked all those trees down, and it's legit a place. And it looks beautiful because there's a little area where there's grass that goes up, and because we're in a I don't. Is it still a pandemic? I don't really know what we're in anymore. What this is called?
We're
anymore.
open today, 100%.
In
March
Texas.
10th. Holla.
But from afar, when you're walking, the fact that people are gathering and sitting on their like towels, having a little picnic, and just being somewhat a little bit normal feels good. I was telling Joseph this too about when we go to church. I don't know if it's.
I don't know. Am I going to still wear the mask because I'm pregnant?
I am, just because I'm pregnant, because I'm scared. I don't know, because and then my mom doesn't do any better, talking about, ooh, my client's daughter, she's pregnant and she caught COVID and her baby died.
Oh my God. For real?
Damn. I know. I heard about this pregnant mom clinging to life right now.
And I was like, why would you call me to tell me that? Just why? Well, because you like to go to the gym. And I'm like, I wash my hands. I go to a private gym to begin with. There's like 5 people there max when I go in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't go to like, I do have a 24-hour fitness membership, but I haven't been there since the pandemic. I think I went once since the pandemic. You have to reserve your slot.
They're over with. They're closing down.
And I'm so over that, reserving the slot thing. It's like, and then you have to hurry up and leave because they clean after every 2 hours. So let's just say you're in that block.
People are in there out.
Yeah, Marissa. Because it's usually like 45 minutes to 50 minutes of your weight training, and then you go downstairs and you do cardio. It's another 30 minutes, and then you might hit the sauna.
Marissa's like,
right?
really?
And then you do the sauna
just go
for 15.
in there for about 45 minutes if I felt like I was really doing something. Girl.
You were.
Yeah. If you were there 45 minutes, you had to have done something.
For sure.
I was walking slow on the
That's
treadmill.
cool. Hey,
That's more movement than a lot of people get.
Exactly. So,
but I'm going to try Memorial Park and you try the Arboretum this weekend.
All right.
It's fucking beautiful.
So we've been trying to make it a Sunday thing after church.
Yeah.
So we said, but here's the mistake. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid eating out at least the majority of the month. Actually, I told Rob
Dude,
about
we were
this.
just talking about this.
Yes. So the sucky thing is that it would be, the logical thing to do would be bring your clothes with you, change at church, because I bring a big ass backpack for Penny. I don't know why, but I do. And so bring your clothes, change in the bathroom, leave, because Memorial Park is on the way home from church.
Yeah.
So then we'd catch lunch somewhere, maybe eat, and then go there. Versus Sunday, I was like, well, we're not supposed to be eating out, guys. So we go all the way home and eat. We get changed, and then we come all the way back to Memorial.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was just telling him, I was like, we got to figure something out. Either we pack the lunch in our cooler, we leave it in the car, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get out, it's ready, you know? So it's funny because I'm really trying to do the not eating out thing for at least the majority of the month.
I've been fucking up all week.
Dude, that's a lupe tortilla last night.
Damn. See, I'm trying to do better too. I got to get my envelopes.
Yeah. We've been doing pretty good, but we've also been going to HEB a lot more because we're eating all our food. Does that make sense? So I don't even know if it's like
saving.
Man, I'm tired of this.
Because,
no,
you know.
adulting, man.
Yeah,
adulting.
I know.
So hard.
I know.
And y'all got new babies coming and shit.
Thanks.
I know. I was really thinking about all that, guys. It was crazy because as I think about like just how the world is changing, I'm like, what did
you just
do?
shush?
Like,
She
cover
shushed
your
her baby.
ears.
What do you do? What do you mean? What do you do?
Just because, like, I feel it's gonna be so fucked up for her, even for Penny.
Yeah, Penny's 2, right?
I think Mickey too. It's fucked up for her already.
It's
you know?
tough for her right now.
My friend posted
Social media world, man.
Well, my friend
God.
posted something. Her daughter's graduating, and both her daughters are grown. She's got a college one and one that graduates this year, and then she got pregnant. She's got a baby who's like 6 months.
Wait, who's got pregnant or what?
My girlfriend. We're the same age. She's a month older than, or 2 months older than me. And just my child. She's been my friend since I was 4 years old. We went to church together. We grew up in church. But anyway, she posted a picture of her daughter in her graduation picture. And it's so true. Her caption was like, "You didn't experience prom. How awful is that?" Right? You didn't get to experience project prom. You know, how sucky is that?
What's
Yeah.
Project Prom?
After prom?
Oh, girl, I don't know. I went to a hood school.
Project X, you know what I'm saying?
No, so you like, they usually rent out a place. Our
okay.
school did.
So all the fun stuff after.
Yeah. After.
Okay.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just different things that you experience.
The senior stuff.
She
Fun
didn't
stuff.
get to do it. She didn't even get to go, you don't get to go to school. For the majority of it, they were online. So it's like, and maybe her daughter doesn't care because she's a millennial. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But to me, when I thought about it, I was like, all those things that you like do in high school that are so fun, or at least were fun for me. I don't know about y'all, but
hell yeah, I was prom king runner up.
Yeah, same here.
Look
I
at
felt like
you.
Trump. They were like, recount. I was like, yeah, tell them, recount.
So it was like, for me, it was like, gosh, like there's a lot of kids just are not experiencing like, just a lot of what school memories that I actually like loved elementary school. Like I loved my friends,
Like the pep rallies.
and high school. I loved high school the most, but because I was the most active. I was like on the drill team. I was a soccer player. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was involved, and
I was not involved. I just went to parties.
no, I was involved.
I don't know what I did.
Drugs.
I went to HSPVA for a little bit, and then I fucking flunked out of there. And then I went to my home school, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy, but I like it here.
But you see what I'm saying? Like little things like that. Like, okay, in high school was the first time I had Starbucks, y'all. This is so random, but I'm sipping in a Starbucks.
They had Starbucks in high school?
Oh, yeah. Starbucks has been a while for
Oh
a
my
minute.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember my college roommate, the first thing she said, would you want to go to do Starbucks? I'm like, I don't drink coffee. Gross. Because coffee for me was for
Old
people, my grandparents, my dad, so it's like, ew.
My dad's daddy.
Yeah. It's like, oh no. She goes, no, you have to have a caramel frappuccino. And I was like, what is that even?
A milkshake.
So she gave it to me, and it was like, oh my God, the caramel and everything. I was like, this is delicious. So I come home to Mom. I was like, Mom, there's this place called Starbucks. I'm like, we have got to go. And she's like, I don't drink coffee. I'm like, no, I said the same thing. This is not coffee. I'm like, you've got to taste
Please
this.
tell me she's addicted to it.
Well, no. Then later, as you learn about calories and you learn about sugar, right? But I'm in high school, but I still don't. To me, I would count calories. That's how still obsessed I was, guys. I would count my calories to where sometimes I would only buy a little bag of Gardettos. Y'all know, I think that's how you call them.
Yeah, the little brown ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So
and
delicious.
I'd be like, ooh, 189 calories.
Wow, Boo, you were counting calories in high school?
Shit, I was too. I was big in high school.
I was tiny, but you got to remember, I was on the drill team, and big girls were not on the drill team. Like, we didn't have big girls on our drill team. So the year that I got into the drill team, they stopped weighing girls. They used to weigh. Yes.
What?
You used to have to be. You had to be weighed before. What? You had to keep.
Girl,
up.
not at my school. Shout out to Jeff Davis High School.
Listen,
You couldn't
them
do none of
bitches
that
were
shit these
big.
days.
No way. No way you could. So check it out. No, but check this. So if you started off at 150, so if you were even a thick girl, that's fine. It was fine, right? But you had to remain at 150 through your entire time in the drill team. You couldn't get bigger. If you wanted to get smaller, that's cool. But you couldn't get bigger than what you entered the drill team in.
Wow.
But the year that I started it, that was done with. They had quit the weighing you and doing all that.
That's crazy.
But I was super conscious of it because you got to remember, I was a chubby kid, and I never wanted to be chubby again because I liked that I was cute and small. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be that person anymore. So I was super conscious. I was counting calories and so forth. Yeah. And then when I got to college, I gained a little bit of like weight. I was thicker. I was like, oh, I like this one. I like me like
I like this one.
I like this
a
one.
little thicker. I'm in a size 2.
Oh, girl, I remember those days.
It's like I like
Good
this. I like
times.
this version of myself. But the funny thing is, what I was getting at is, I hate that this is the world we're going into. The stupidity that's out there, the things that are being taught, the things that are being said, the agendas that the media is trying to push. I really hope that I can reach my children before anybody else reaches my children. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that. And I think as moms, as women, or just women in general, you don't even have to be a mom, but I think we try our best ever. I think naturally as women, we're like that. It's in us, like to be nurturing, to be, I don't know why we just always like care about everything. I hate it, like sometimes I wish I didn't give a fuck.
I know.
I do.
God, I hate that.
I hate that I care sometimes. I'm like, God, why can't I just be a bitch? Like I can be a bitch, but legit bitch. A legit bitch, you're just kind of like selfish. I'm not good at being selfish. I don't know how. And I think about, and maybe this could be trauma, because, you know, if you have a parent that's ever passed, you might understand how you feel like time is limited. So you're like, oh, so you're going to go to the gym when you could be spending this time with Penny?
Yep.
Oh, heaven forbid you die tomorrow. You're going to wish, you know, so it's like, you start telling yourself these things and it's like, fuck, why do I have to care?
Isn't that horrible?
Oh my God, you want to go to the gym? You know what I'm saying?
Goodness.
Marissa's like, no, not the gym, but other things.
Other places. Shit.
Arboretum,
The taco
whatever.
shop.
Talking lumpia tortilla,
my
whatever.
God.
Cyclonanias.
Okay, so I know that you've said in the past, Marissa, that you didn't always have like an entrepreneur mentality, right? When did it kind of click for you in Rome? For you, like, I know you guys haven't been in business that long, but y'all have been in it for a while, to where it's like you feel
Well,
like
it really just came from me realizing what a food desert was. I think my motivation was really more to just help my community. Because when you start to really learn about it, and you break down all the data and the information, you do see that in the more lower income neighborhoods, and God, at that time, there was this report that Harris County would release, and they would show all the areas where the diet-related deaths were, heart attacks, things like that, diabetes, shit like that. And it was literally red dots, and it was concentrated in the more lower-income neighborhoods. And so the fact that the hood is saturated with McDonald's and Burger King and things like that, those things are not on accident. Those things are engineered to be that way. And so in all these ways, you see these disparities, but even in the food and the availability of food. And so that was really the motivation. And then I was like, okay, that's when I started to like, okay, I'm going to start making juices, putting it on my Facebook. And then people were like hitting me up. And then I was making products too, because I was doing a lot of research about the skincare and the soap and the shampoos. Like, God damn, these motherfuckers are trying to kill us. So I was making soap and all kinds of shit. And even like the candles, like the ones that smell the best usually have the most chemicals, and it's fucking bad for you. And so I was like, God damn, I gotta make everything, right? I gotta make juices. I gotta make all kinds of shit.
Just Calbo over here. The honest company.
I know, I fucking hate that bitch. My husband loves her, and you know what? That's his wife in his head.
Hey.
Fuck you.
that's his baby mama.
His baby mama, yeah. And so so I was just making my little juices, and they started to catch on. So before I'd go to work, I'd drop shit off in the morning to people. On my lunchtime, I'd already have my juices in the refrigerator at my job. I'd go drop off during my lunch break. After work, I go drop off more juices, and it just started to take off like that. But it was never like, I want to be a business owner. It was more like, what can I do? All right, now I'm making juices. Now it's starting to take off. What's next?
I know that food deserts legit, like they exist, right? But what does it really mean? Because I grew up in Spring Branch, which is still considered, now it's not, obviously it's getting gentrified. They're just as the north side is and all these areas are. But I don't really know what a food desert really means, because I mean, there was a Michoacana, there was a Fiesta, there was
some places, neighborhoods don't even have that. That's the thing. They don't even have that.
Well, I know I see it here. They only have these little corner stores. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like where you get a banana at the corner store for $1, it's not what you would get for you're getting it 39 cents a pound at a real grocery store. So there's an apple at the corner store, but that's $1. A banana. So it's still kind of like a lack of. And then when there is a grocery store in the neighborhood, the produce section is subpar. It's more expensive than the prices are higher than they are in a more affluent neighborhood. And in a more affluent neighborhood, there's usually a grocery store within 3 miles of each other, 2-3 grocery stores. So there's what do they call it? A food oasis. Neighborhoods where there's a plethora of options and, to eat clean. And in these neighborhoods, you really don't find that. And then the grocery stores that they do have, they're shitty and they're high priced.
Because I always see opposite. So I've seen where I can go into I'm going to use a Fiesta because we used to have a Fiesta down the street.
Fiesta.
See, I like Fiesta.
Oh, I hate it.
See, I like it because I'll find legit real Mexican things there. And I still like their
where's their Fiesta over
they
there?
closed it. It was right on a Wheeler.
I just saw that. Yeah.
That was a good one. There was one in the Heights that was itty bitty hidden. That was a good one. But the one right there on the north side, nah.
Oh, you're talking about the one on
There's two of them. There's one on
Quitman?
Quitman and then there's one on Patton.
I remember I went to the one on Quitman when I was living with my sister. I said,
like,
and I
what
come
kinda-
home and I come home with the grocery store. It's like, you went to the what? And I was like, you know, that
Like,
they
yeah, girl, I fought
She's like,
these chicharrones, girl.
and she's like, you know that they shoot people there, they rob them. I'm like, what? Are you serious? And
She
she's
must
like,
not have a fanny pack. Like
and I was
do.
like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I bought my food, no problem. No one harassed me. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I don't know what I did wrong, but it was funny. But when you were saying that about the food desert, I was thinking like, okay, well, I grew up in a low income area. I didn't grow up like in where my home specifically wasn't obviously like, we lived in an apartment complex until my parents finally got a house. So forever we lived in an apartment complex, but I mean, I lived next door to a Fiesta, a grocery store.
Yeah.
Down the street was La Michoacana. Down the street was a Randall's and Apple Tree.
Yeah.
An Apple Tree. Rob's like, what is that?
That's an apple tree.
An Apple Tree is a Randall's.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Where they
Shit.
used to be.
Well, it sounded like there was options. I mean, but when you start going deeper into like Fifth Ward, there ain't shit.
Well, there's really nothing here if you think about it.
there
Where's the
ain't shit.
Fiesta was the nearest one, and that was the only one. And if you're in this area, it is within walking distance. So it's not that close, but it's not that far.
Yeah.
We've walked to Fiesta before when I lived at our other spot. But it was just to get exercise, not because for us it was other reasons.
Yeah.
We went on a bike one time, y'all, and this was like I was like really wanting to ride my bike there, so I fucking have the bags on the handles and I'm going and I turn and my knee hit one of the bags. I almost fell off with groceries. It was awful. I was like, okay, just give it up. Stop trying to exercise
Stop trying to
everywhere you
exercise
go.
everywhere you go.
And just freaking drive your damn
She's at
car
church
there.
doing squats.
Yeah, I'm like, just stop. Anyway, so I was thinking about that. I was like, so do they pick and choose where these food deserts will be? Because like I said, it was a
You don't
lower
wanna get
income
me into that,
family.
girl.
And so I lived off of Wirt Road. So if you kind of, you're from the Houston area, I was Wirt and
like
Long
I-10
Point.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
so that's Spring Branch.
Yeah.
And so where it started on Wirt Road, there was nothing. It's a whole thing, apartment complexes all the way through. And
Yeah.
I lived at the last ones next to the Fiesta. So there was like, I always saw a grocery store nearby. Like I never heard my parents say like,
Girl, there's some people that got to catch the bus to go to the grocery store. And that's when people like that are really being deprived. Where it's not in walking distance. It's not close. They have to actually catch a bus to go buy groceries. That's a fucking problem.
and you know how you're saying the prices though? Okay, this is now way later. But when I had my agency where I helped deaf and hard of hearing find work, so I work at different Walmarts, different Walgreens, as I'm training people at their jobs. Okay, so I have a client, because I no longer have my agency. She's still at the Yale location of Walmart. Okay, well, you know that they were trying not to have that Walmart there, right?
I remember.
So there was a big thing where that community did not want a Walmart
They
because
fought it. I remember.
Walmarts are, I guess, known to be for lower income families.
It brings people like me
So
into the community, and we cannot be trusted.
so when I was training her, I would remember she was a stalker. So I remember going down the aisle and I was like, this shit's more expensive here than in the hood. I said, that's fucked up just because it's on Yale.
Honey, I'm telling you, man, they know how to price shit.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
because you're in a more influential area,
it can work both ways. It can work both
that's
ways.
still not right. Nobody should have to, regardless if you make more money or less
Yup.
money.
It needs to be the same all across the board.
Yeah, that I didn't think was
Bitches.
right. I was like, I wonder if people that live in this area have any idea that they're. I mean, I know it's not a lot of money, but $1.25 more for every item that's there,
Shit,
it's
I'm
still
counting
a lot
that.
more money. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I mean, regardless if you have it.
Do you guys have the Walmart app by chance on your phone? Do you ever?
No.
Do you ever visit a Walmart enough to like care to have the Walmart app?
No.
All right, if you're listening and you don't have the Walmart app, download the Walmart app, and then when you
fuck.
walk into the store, open it. I have it because there's 2 of them in Sugar Land. They're both nice and they're convenient, right?
Yeah.
But when you open it, it's gonna pop up and it'll give you shop pickup delivery, or the second one says shopwalmart.com.
Okay.
It's actually kind of misleading. Click the shopwalmart.com. And the blue logo at the top will turn yellow, and it turns into your store assistant. So you can scan all the products as if you were a worker there. Every Walmart's prices are different everywhere. Every
That's what I
Walmart's
don't get.
every Walmart's clearance items are different everywhere. And some things can be on clearance in Sugar Land, but won't be on clearance in the Heights,
Exactly.
right? So you can get certain things for like literally $5. But because the stores are so big, also, I did a lot of research into this. There's nothing's ever priced
How do
right.
you find the time, Rob?
I know, right?
God.
1 in the morning when Dawn's asleep, I'm like, yes, let's just go down rabbit holes on YouTube.
Jesus.
But
I hate when I do that.
I know, right? But seriously, like all their clearance aisles are, they call it like secret tag, like secret pricing. Like if they're yellow and they're rolled back prices, scan them because they're even cheaper, like 8 times out of 10 than even the yellow tags. And then just clothes, food in general are going to be way cheaper. So just if you're at a Walmart you've never been to, scan it with the Walmart assistant, and I guarantee you'll save a shit ton of money.
Listen to Rob, guys. Listen
Yeah.
to Rob. But yeah, that's crazy, man. It should
stopped
be the
going.
same all across the board,
I agree.
man. Fuck.
I
It should
agree.
be.
I don't know why.
Man, HEB can do no wrong in my eyes.
I know.
I love them.
I do love them.
Herbert Edward Butt. Isn't that the name of that person?
It is actually, yeah.
I think it is.
I don't know what his name. I just don't hear everything's better.
Yeah.
It really is.
They haven't done anything
pretty
yet.
much.
They haven't done anything yet, but we'll...
Yeah, they haven't done anything
Yeah.
yet because even with the whole mask mandate, they said that it's going to be.
Well, they're going to let
customer's
people choice.
Yeah.
And I think,
Like it should
think
be, yeah.
and I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
If you this was my argument when everybody was so mad at Governor Abbott. I was like, guys, he didn't say don't wear your fucking mask. He just said it ain't a mandate. So wear your shit if you want to wear your shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to wear it, don't wear it, you know?
Up
But
to you.
I don't care. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still going to wear mine just because I'm pregnant. If I wasn't pregnant, I'll be honest with you guys, I wouldn't.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't wear it. But I'm pregnant, not unfortunately, but it's
Ooh,
fortunate.
the truth came out.
But
She was thinking
what I was
unfortunately,
thinking.
I have to take care of myself a lot more than someone who isn't pregnant. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Not unfortunate for my baby, but I planned her before she starts to think that she was just an oops.
You're not an accident,
No,
Mija.
you're not an accident. But you know, to me, it was like I just find that weird. But I think going into this whole Women's Month thing and talking about this, I feel like women have come a long way, and I think we are.
I'm so ready for this month to be over. I'm just tired of talking about it.
I just
Look,
like
if you're a woman, you're badass. Do your thing.
exactly.
Jesus.
Do your thing and just don't complain
Let's
about it.
move on to the
That's
next
my
holiday.
thing, which is St. Patrick's Day.
Much
Okay.
better. Much
Holla.
better. Much
Oh
better.
my God, y'all! St. Patrick's Day drunk story. Let me tell y'all.
Tell us.
Damn.
I was on Washington, and I did get a taxi that time.
Okay.
And I went to stay at my sister's because we was right there on Washington. And the guy was from some part in Africa.
Ooh.
And so then I start trying to act like I have an African accent.
Oh my God.
Were you already drunk?
Yeah.
Oh my God, girl. What?
And
She
my
showed up lit.
friends were
Do
like,
the accent.
I don't even think
Don't do
I
the
can do
accent.
it because
Don't do the accent.
I'm not
do it.
drunk.
Please do it.
My friends were like this. Somebody tell her to stop. Somebody please tell her to stop. So then I'm like talking about, he's like, but I'm, then it was like, he's like, but I'm not, I'm from something. I said, what? You're Punjabi? He said,
She's like, hold on, I can do that accent
and
too.
I said, what? I said, I love Punjabi. I said, oh my God, let me show you my favorite song. And so then I'm like, I pull up my phone, right? And we're like comparing songs. And then he's like, oh, but I can drop this song to you. I was like, oh my God. He's like,
Look at you.
Y'all just like...
yeah, exactly. And he's all like, and then he stops and he goes, but why do you like it? He's like, are you married to? I was like, nope. He's like, is your family? Nope. Okay. He's like, I'm really confused. He's like, but you're Mexican? Yes. Okay. And you like, he just kept asking why I liked it.
couldn't
Why I
believe
liked
it.
it. I said, no, you don't get it. Like the fucking rhythm of this whole Punjabi style music is just fire to me. Like I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it. And I really like the Indian culture a lot, you know?
It is so badass.
It's so beautiful. It's my one place in the world I want to like
know.
visit. It's like legit.
I wish I could have had a matchmaker and all that shit.
It's so pretty.
Did anybody ever watch that on Netflix?
Yes, I did.
God, I love that show.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, but
It was so
I think it's so
good.
fucking cool.
It is.
If they can find you a legit man that's gonna take care of you, shit, yeah.
Oh God.
All I gotta do is
Shit.
be cute and cook.
That's all. That's all
Hey,
you,
you can do
gotta
that now. It's called OF, OnlyFans. Just
Oh.
be cute on the internet.
You know what? That's true.
Oh.
People
or
are
just show
making-
your feet.
Or your
Oh,
feet.
I know your feet, right?
Or you could shit on a glass table.
Oh yeah, like Rob told us
like
the last
Rob was
time.
saying.
Hey, people.
Bro.
Hey, different
Bro.
strokes. Different strokes.
Oh my God.
I know, but
I just say if you're a woman, do your thing, find out what you love, and figure out a way to make money doing it.
and stop letting little things. My story of whenever someone just kind of got in the way, and then no. That's why I said
I felt like I was the only one.
feel bad
Like,
and move on. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that-
wall.
yeah, that like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
over.
yeah.
And look, and that's another thing. It's like one thing I learned is it's okay to have feelings. You know what I mean? Be sad, cry that shit out, but bitch, don't sit there too long. Like you can't. You've got to
Should I read that quote again?
read it one more time, girl. Read it one.
Because it said, don't sit on that shit. It says, it's okay to have a meltdown, all right? Because you are human, right? Just don't unpack and live there.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You want to hear a funny story? I'm gonna taking it kind of racial here for a second, but
Oh shit.
I
here
got
we
I got a good buddy who's black.
That's
right?
Rob talking.
Okay.
It is.
not
This
us,
is mine.
guys.
It's totally producer Rob's story here.
Oh, damn.
Good buddy who's black. I'll keep it short. And he was going through some adversity, and he just like was plowing through, figuring it out, right? And I was like, yeah, that's what you got to do, right? Having this kind of like I'll get through it mentality. He goes, yeah, not like. And he referenced another friend of ours who was white, and he goes, man, I swear, all these white people I know that are friends, acquaintances, something happens, and it's the end of the world. I'm gonna cry, I can't get through it. I'm like, man, get your bitch ass up and start getting to work. And I was like, dude, I feel you. So I tell Dawn all the time, I was like, don't be like those white people that are like, everything's going to bring me down and keep me down. Like, ain't no victim. Let's go. Let's figure it out.
I feel like that. I feel like when I
my
talk to another
goodness.
female and they're like being a cry, I just be like,
Stop. Yeah.
I
You know
will
what?
say,
It's been a minute though, because I can't be around people like that.
Same.
Just,
Nope.
it fucking,
Same.
I can't
I
fucking
can't
do it.
Same.
Can't
I
do
even
it.
have to unfollow people like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's so
It's too
stupid.
much.
The other day I was you know there's the deleting app. There's an app where you can go and delete.
Oh, like in
anybody.
bulk?
Yeah, in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. But anyway, I was like on there the other day. I was like, oh yeah, she got on my nerves the other day with her stupid post. She did too. Oh yeah.
I love
I'm
doing
so
that.
tired of her stories. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like it legit. You know how they're saying like. If it doesn't serve a purpose to
Yeah.
you, like just don't follow it.
Might as well
that's
just
kinda-
purging her
I'm
list.
just like in there, like okay, I forgot why I
But
followed
why
this.
do I feel like I feel the same way? Like I just.
I think as you get older, you probably just start, and that's one thing. Like I was trying to explain to Mickey, because she was having some little issues with girls. She's fine now, right? But before, like little girls, that would be like, you know, she's fortunate. You know, she's well taken care of at her mom's, and she's well taken care of here. She doesn't know what it's like to not have, you know, because she doesn't, and I'm happy she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I hope my kids never have to
Yeah.
feel
Amen.
what that's like, you know. So I think a lot of times these little girls that don't have as much as she does, or you know, has, because I think one little girl had made a comment, she's like, well, how many Converse do you have? You have them in all colors? And she was like, well, just the ones that my mom thinks
Look
I
cute.
should have. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
how I do. I'm like, okay, she needs black ones, white ones, and pink
Pink
ones.
ones.
Yeah, and it's like those are the three colors that she usually will wear and match everything, right?
Yeah.
Black, white, and pink. So that's what we have. So it wasn't like she had red, purple, you know, all these random. I sometimes would get her like cute ones with flowers, like roses on them and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, so I just told her, I said, you know, it's not going to matter when you're older.
Yeah.
I said, and not everybody that you are friends with right now will be their friends for the rest of your life. I was like, and that's just kind of how life works. I'm like, and it's okay. Trust me, it's okay. I'm like, you're going to want to legit just have a handful of real legit friends that you can talk to. And if they get on your nerves, you can actually tell them like, not right now, bitch. Like you get on my damn nerves. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time for that, you know? And those are going to be your real friends. It's like, I don't talk to my girlfriend, my high school, my college roommate, who's also my high school friend. I don't talk to her every day. But when I have a conversation with her, it's like oh, I didn't realize that we hadn't talked in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
There's absolutely zero, nothing. Same thing with my girlfriend, Rania. I can go with her though. It's weird. Anytime I'm thinking about her, I think it's because she and I like are, you know, not saying that my girlfriend Amy and I are not as close, but even then, with my girlfriend Rania, I'll be thinking about her like, man, I haven't fucking talked to her, or even a text or something. And it'll be like, hey, let me know when you have a chance to chat. And it's weird because I was just thinking about her like a couple of days. Or my mom and I have that little like instinct too. Like I'll be like, man, I need to call my mom. I ain't talked to her in like 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, hola, gorda, ¿cómo estás? I'm like, oh, I'm good, you know? And then it'd be like, how weird that you text me. I legit just told Peter, I'm like, man, I haven't called my mom and, you know, whatever. So then it's like, and I told her, I was trying to explain that to her. And to her, it was like, she's so young, she doesn't get it. Now that she's 12, this was when she was like in 5th grade, 6th grade. Now that she's going to be an 8th grader, I think she's like okay with having that one good friend, and that's her, she's fine now. You know what I'm saying? I think she's kind of accepted it. Like, yeah, I don't feel like, and I think that also now that she goes to a private school, I'm not saying she fits in. I think she fits in more financially, because if you're going to a private school, it's obviously because your parents are okay with paying to go to school.
Shit.
Yeah. So I think that she's a little bit more fair, like in a fairground versus going to a public school where that's why when they started uniforms,
it's a mixed bag
school,
in the public school.
I got it, why that started. And it's funny that I understood it, and that started when I was in the 6th grade. And the whole PTA, I remember the form that came home was because I guess kids at that time were beating up other kids for their tennis shoes.
What?
Yeah. So I went to a rough middle school.
Me too, girl.
I went to a middle school where like there was gangs galore. I told you I had no idea what 187 meant, and my paper had one. Like I had written an essay and it had one. It was on display. Someone wrote 187. So they called me.
What does that mean?
No, I didn't even know. I go to the office because the principal calls me in there. He's like, we need to talk. And I was like, oh my God, I wasn't even worried about the principal. I was like, if they call my parents that I'm in here, I am in so much trouble, because my parents still spanked me in the middle school. Okay.
Yeah.
No B's were allowed.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn, I was a BC student.
No, if I would have brought a C home,
Shit,
Marissa.
C's get you degrees in my house.
No, I was in the 10th grade when I got my first C.
Damn, girl.
And I remember being terrified, asking my mom if I could go check the mail. And she was like, no, I can go check it. I'm like, oh my God, report card is coming home today. She's going to fucking whoop me. She didn't though. I mean, it was a 72, it was still passing. But I remember she said, you know, in Mexico, they do 7, 8. They don't do like 70, 80 or whatever. She goes, pues sacaste un 7. She's like, you know,
You feel
And the
bad
whole
inside.
time, your booty's already starting to feel tender.
I'm just
You're
like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm gonna be in
hit me.
so much trouble. And then she goes, okay, so what happened here? And I was just like, well, algebra 2 is really hard. And I'm like trying to explain to her. She's like, okay, well, it looks like you probably can't go anywhere. So it's to school and back. And then I need the car keys left there. And I'm going to check the mileage every day because I know how far school is from the house. And so I was like, what? I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Damn,
like
hardcore.
And it was like,
You're like, I'm 17. It's the first time I got a C or a D.
it was like, man, I couldn't believe it. And so it was like really harsh like that.
Girl, I would skip. I remember I had like 80 absences.
Yeah, I had truancy filed on me in
Yeah.
high school.
I did that in the 9th grade, but guys, okay, so that probably would have been okay if I would have gone to the school I was supposed to go to, which was Northbrook High School, right? Where it was a mix of mostly bad kids and not that many good kids, right?
Got it.
So it was common there. But kids in my high school were trying to get good grades to go to college and to get a scholarship. And so the 9th grade year, right, I realized that I would skip. And it was like one day I was sitting there. We were doing nothing. We were at my friend Margot's house. And I was like, why did I skip again? Like, we're not even doing anything. We're watching TV. And that day I got caught. They called my parents, right? And so then I was like, my parents, okay, so my mom and dad roll up to pick me up. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in trouble. I don't know. They found out. So I'm trying to explain to them. And then it was weird. It was almost like you were ghetto for missing that many school days. It's like, you're a loser. You must not want nothing with your life. And that's when I realized, like, oh, so this is not cool to do. Like, only the ratchet kids skip school, and you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to go nowhere in life. Oh, okay. So this is going to hurt me when I try to apply for college.
Girl, I was not
Never
thinking about
mind.
that.
And that was it. It was really weird. It was just like, oh, this is not. And so then it was after that, it was like, hey, we're going to skip after lunch. You want to come? I'm like, nah, I got to go to practice.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I would come back to practice. Does that make sense? But you're missing work and you're showing up to practice. They check you that you're present for one class, but not for the other. So it's like, where were you? And so that's where I didn't know that that's what happened, because I had never skipped. I mean, we don't skip or some people skipped in middle school, I guess, but I never did. Right. So it was kind of
oh my God, what was my problem?
I never skipped in middle school.
No goals.
But yeah, it was like after that, I was like, I never skipped again. I was like, oh wait, I've got to make good grades, because if I want to apply anywhere, then I need a good GPA. So yeah, there goes, I'm not skipping anymore. So I never skipped again. I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. And it was like, don't skip. Like, just don't. It was dumb. Like after that, I realized like how important it is, because I need to go to school.
I did summer school so many times.
Shit, me too.
Hell no. My parents would have whooped me if I would have gone to summer school.
Dude, I started going to summer school in like 5th grade.
What, Rob?
Yeah, I did.
How are you smart right now?
And the truancy thing was because I was skipping to go to work.
Woo! Oh, damn. See, you had a reason.
I had co-op too, and I would still leave even earlier than the half day just to go to work.
I was just like, I don't know what my problem was. I just felt like I was a prisoner at home. When I went to school, that was my opportunity to like have fun. And sometimes my friends were skipping, so I'd be like, fuck it, let's go.
Where would you go though?
Friends' houses. Smoke weed.
Here.
I was smoking.
No, I didn't even do drugs.
no,
that
me
was the
neither.
thing.
I did.
No.
I didn't even do drugs. That's why it was so dumb. I remember sitting there and we were just sitting there on the couch.
We weren't doing anything, productive.
I remember one girl.
That would have been called going to school.
Pretty much. So
this girl that was there had like a ginormous house. Her mom was a traveling nurse. Ooh. And so she made like a lot of money.
That's a cool friend to have.
Yeah. And so she was an only child. She was an only child, but that was really her aunt. Her mom like kind of just gave her to her aunt and said, here you go. But she lived she came to school like always. She was grown though. Like she was grown, and she only dated like Thug for Life guys, which was so weird.
she said Thug for Life.
They got the tattoo on their collarbone or something.
Well, they drove like the lowrider car with the loudspeakers.
Just like,
we're talking about like houses that are ginormous, guys, and this guy's rolling up to pick her up, and I'm just like,
no regrets tattooed on.
No
regrets.
Yeah.
Laugh now, cry later.
And she only liked Hispanic
Always
and black
tired.
guys, and she was white, and that's all
awesome.
she
You
dated.
go, girl.
That's
and
my
so
kind
it
of
was
girl.
crazy because I was always like, okay, you're like rich. Why do you want to like?
Girl, I remember when I was going to HSPVA, because I went to HSPVA first, and then I went to my homeschool. And there was me and this guy, and it was me, him, a bunch of other fucking weirdos. We're all the artists, right? And so we're all the artists, right? All the people that draw. And so he lived literally like 2 blocks away, and at that time HSPVA was like off of Montrose or some shit in one of those little back streets. So we go to skipping at his house, and I'll never forget, dude. It was a fucking mansion. I had never seen anything like this before in my life. So we walk up. There's a Maria in there in the kitchen. She's like, she was asking me in Spanish if I wanted a sandwich, and I was like, yes. I mean, she fucking waited on us, and we were skipping. And she just treated us with so much love. And I was like, damn, I want to live here.
I know. My friend.
Now I got to go back home to my fucked up ass house. Take care of those fucked up ass kids.
Okay, well, I was never allowed to go to people's house because my mom didn't let me, right?
know.
Same.
So we lived in a little townhome, right? And I knew that these girls had big houses, but I never really knew how big their houses were because my mom never let me go to anybody's house, right?
Yeah.
So I go to Samantha's house one day, and this bitch got an elevator in that hoe. I said, do you have an elevator in your house for what?
Tight.
And she's like, because it's 3 stories. Who wants to climb all 3 floors? And she would always sit in class, guys, like this. She had long hair. And she'd grab her nails and just be cutting off her split ends because she did not care 1 ounce about school because they had money. So she knew that her parents were probably going to be able to get her into whatever college she wanted to go to. It didn't fucking matter. She's just sitting there, turning off her dead ends, looking at her nails. and then fixing her pants, making sure her belt was still perfect and tucking it in. I used to always watch her and I'd be like, yeah, she cannot come to my house because my house is like smaller than her garage. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, and then we walk in and her nanny, I guess, housekeeper too. I don't know. She has raised her since she was little, and she didn't. It was crazy though. She's like, oh, I forgot what the lady's name was, and then I said hi, and she's like, oh hi, and she's like talking, Samantha, ¿quieres comer? She didn't speak Spanish, but she understood Spanish. That's what I thought was weird.
Yeah.
If you had somebody that's like Penny not knowing Spanish but understanding it. My cousins are like that though. And she's like, ¿Quieres comer? No, I'm fine. And then she asked me. I said, no, gracias. I responded in Spanish. She goes, oh, you speak Spanish? And then I'm like, yeah. So we start talking, and she's like, oh, ella es mi niña, and just like loved her. And I'm like, wait, so
shit,
you
one of
grew
my
up with
friends,
her? Like,
And that girl was the heir of Planters Peanuts.
Right? I mean, this girl that I met in college, white chick, her first language was Spanish.
that's crazy.
that's
Because of the lady that took care of her. Yep.
That's insane.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. She said that Samantha just never had any. She said she spoke when she was little, and the minute she learned English, she didn't want to speak to me in Spanish anymore. So she's like, she understands everything I tell her. She's like, but she responds in English. So she's like, and she called her mi niña. And I'd always be like, Samantha, fuck, like, you're grown. We're like in the 10th grade, and you don't have to do nothing.
I love that.
She's like, no. Right. And then I remember one day she's like, oh, I'll pick you up from your house. I'm like, fuck that shit. Do not pick me up from my house. I will come to you.
I'm coming to your house, bro. I'm coming to your house.
Do not come to my house. My house is like so small. And then I let her, she came to pick me up. And then at one point, I finally thought, I'm like, fuck do I care? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I still live fine. Like, I'm not poor, but you feel poor next to a house that's got a fucking elevator. You know what I'm saying?
3 stories.
Yes. And so it's kind of like, okay, whatever. And so then finally she picks me up. She's like, oh, your house is so cute. And I'm like,
don't patronize
Thanks,
me.
Samantha.
Thanks, Samantha.
Can we go now?
Cute.
Yeah. I'm done with you.
I don't have time for this. And it was there where I realized like how less than I was, because these girls were getting, like, they turned 16, and I think I told the story
They were
before.
getting sweet 16s and keys to cars and all kinds of shit.
They definitely got a car, but I remember vividly this girl, we were at soccer practice. Her mom pulls up, gives her, her mom got the new Mercedes. She got, her Mercedes was not old, but I guess it was old to Marianne.
Yeah.
This is Marianne. Marianne got her mom's old car. And instead of her being happy that it came with the bow, she said, really, Mom? You give me your old Mercedes and you get an old Mercedes? How is that even fair for my birthday? And I'm like, ooh, bitch, I got to pay bitches $20 a week to give me a ride back home. So I ain't got to carry all these. I live within walking distance, but I was on the soccer team and the drill team. So I went from one practice to another practice, okay? So I had 2 bags, my soccer bag, my drill team bag, plus my backpack. And walking home was not fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so my
hardcore.
girlfriend,
No wonder
Dusty,
she got strong legs.
my
For
girlfriend
real.
Dusty, she also
Dusty?
she was dope. She was probably she was like the
Oh, man.
she grew up rough. Her mom was a single mom, and then her mom made it, right? Like, she was a realtor, and she like started making bank to where she owned all these houses. And then it was like, hey, do you want to go to my mom's
She
rental?
wasn't Dusty no more,
No,
was she?
ma'am. She was dope. She was the one that took me on a lot of things, because she
Wow.
was an only child.
Shout
an
out
only
to Dusty.
Yeah, for real. She took me skiing. I had never experienced skiing
What?
before, because she was allowed to take one friend on her trips.
You were allowed to go on trips?
My mom would only allow me to travel, not spend the night. How weird is that?
She had to come back same day?
No.
Wait.
No. So my mom, if you would, let's just say you and I are friends, and you said, hey, we're going to go wherever, right? New York.
Yeah.
If that gave me an opportunity to explore and experience something new,
gotcha.
my mom was for it.
Cool.
Got it.
But if it was just to go spend the night at your house to hang out,
We
it
ain't
was
doing it.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
like,
stupid
we're not
to her.
doing it.
What for?
Yep.
So, but if you were inviting me on trips to travel, yes, because my mom's big time into traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about how my mom leaves months at a time to another country, and and so she took me skiing. She was the first person that I had never been to, like, someone's lake house. I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
My friends didn't have, back my school didn't have lake houses.
Yep.
What was that? And the first time I smoked a cigarette was with my friend Dusty because she smoked already and we were in high school.
Damn,
and
that's
she's like,
hardcore.
Yeah, I thought it was because I threw up that day. I was like, what is this? Why does my head hurt? Dusty, I need to throw up. She goes, let's go to my mom's rental. And she's like, no one's living there right now. And I was like, okay, I just thought we were going to like a rental, like a regular house. I didn't know. We go into this like beautiful fucking neighborhood. And then it has like a dock. You go all the way to the back and you can like just hang out at this little lake what are those little lanchitas called? Like they're small. Not a pedal
Like a canoe?
Kind of, yeah, but they don't go very fast. They just can go from one side to the other. Man, I can't think of what they're called.
A gondola?
They're kind of,
I have no idea.
They're just like little speedboats,
Okay.
but they're like small. They're like for you to be able to go from one person's lake house to the other person's lake house. So here everybody's
wow.
attached, their little things attached, and I'm like, this is your mom's little rental? I was like, we're going to my mom's little rental. We can, like, no one's ever there. We'll go to the dock and we can just smoke. And I was like, okay, is how vivid my memory is because it was my first time. She's like, she smoked Camel cigarettes, and I was just
Hardcore.
like,
Damn, she didn't have nothing to live for.
and it was
Shit.
like, what the fuck? I was like, and my head just started spinning, and I'm just like, oh my god! I started getting real hot, like I felt real hot, and I was like, I gotta throw up. I gotta go throw up. She's like, okay, well, don't throw up in the lake because like. HO. She starts telling me all
Start
these-
talking about the HOA.
Let's get out of my way. I gotta throw up.
I just started throwing up. I was like, I couldn't do it. And she was like, you'll get used to it. You just have to smoke more cigarettes. And I was like,
Nah, I'm all
okay.
set.
And I was like, never. I don't want to touch a cigarette ever. Like, this is gross. But anyway, so they had money too. And she was the one that took me on a lot of her trips because she was allowed to take one friend. Her mom remarried. So we were in high school, right? So what was that? 16 years old in the 10th grade, 16. And then her little siblings were from her mom's new marriage. So they were like 6 and 7 or something. Like they were real little. So she had no one. It's kind of like Mickey and our girls now. You know what I'm saying? So she was allowed to bring one friend on her trips, and I was always that
so she
one
wouldn't
friend.
be-
I was
yeah.
like, yes, you know, and I'd always be
That's
like,
dope.
yes, where are we going to spring break this? Where are you taking me?
Girl, what am I packing for?
Yeah.
Cold or hot?
Exactly. And so I remember I went skiing for the first time, and it was like, whoa, like this is so
Wow, that's
different. And I was
badass.
like, this is like, that was my first legit experience of like, this is what people, I mean, because think about it. I don't know that I'd tell Mickey, like, hey, you want to bring a friend on a trip? Because I got to pay for her airfare.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
no.
Like, I don't know about that even. And I'm not saying we can afford it, but I don't know I want to do it for
Yeah.
what? Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, why would I bring an extra child with me?
She's just gonna have to entertain herself.
Exactly.
For real.
You got your phone, girl. Go ahead and
Oh,
use
my
it.
goodness,
But
that's crazy.
Think about it,
but
right?
the kids are, and that's kind of the goal. Like, you don't experience these things when you're young, but you want your kids to have, of course, better than what you have.
Exactly.
And
For
so
sure.
the kids are living a different life.
Totally.
Yeah, I couldn't even spend the night in Mendoza go on a trip. Hell no.
That was the only thing. Like when you're on the drill team, you go on trips every
Yeah.
summer, right? Or every like spring break. And so when I went to the Bahamas too, we went to the Bahamas. I was in high school, and my mom too was like, so if you sold enough stuff, it paid for your trip. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Nice.
my mom would my mom does not want to sell shit anymore for you. Okay. But she'd take her book to the shop and be like, hey, my daughter's, trying to blah, blah, blah. And she's like, would you
she
like to
was
buy
that
something?
mom.
Yeah. And so it would be like, so then my mom would only have to end up paying like $200 out of her pocket or whatever the difference was that I didn't meet my quota because I never met the quota. I ain't gonna lie. Because
Yeah.
I refused to go knock on door to door to get people to buy shit. I
Yeah.
would not.
Yeah.
Also, I worked for Ernie Guzman when it was there, the dealership. And so Mr. Guzman loved me. So he would hook it up. So when it was Christmas, he'd buy all the poinsettias from me. And just from him buying the poinsettias to decorate the entire,
Yeah.
because it's a dealership. You have to decorate the
Yeah.
outside, the inside. So he would buy all the poinsettias from me and then be like, yes, I met my quota, my December quota.
Yeah.
And now I could do the big dinner that they had for us and, whatever. So him too, I experienced... that was my first time I went to a like business Christmas party, right? Because all employees get invited.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to this Christmas party, blah, blah, blah. I was the youngest person that worked there. I was a switchboard operator. Okay.
Nice.
And so they served me champagne as we're celebrating Christmas or something. I was just like, yeah, so I'm like 16. I can't drink this. I'm like, he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. You don't have to drink it. No, that's okay. But I never forget that he called the waiter and he went like this, guys. That's when I was like, that's what it's like to have money. And he just goes,
Damn.
The waiter comes, fucking refills his drink.
Oh my God.
And he takes off, y'all. I was like,
I don't know if I'd clap though.
What about
Even
a
if
bell?
I had money,
What about a
I would just be like,
oh.
sir.
Primo. That would have been. That's what I'd
I
been. Primo.
went
Thank you.
home and I told Mom, I said, Mom,
If you see me
clapped.
doing this, just know I'm preparing for the future.
I said, Mom, he clapped his hands. The waiter came, legit poured. Okay, his towel was here, and he just pours like this, comes back up, make sure like the rim, nothing fell, wipes it off, and walks off. I was like, what?
I'd be happy with clapping lights. They just
that's
turn
true.
off.
Hell yeah, I like that.
Bro, I was like,
The clapper.
okay, this what motherfucking rich people be doing. They clap their hands so the waiter comes and get your wine fucking served.
You want to talk about slavery? We still got slavery these days.
Shit, I was like,
But that guy was getting paid.
oh, of course.
Yeah,
Hell
he don't
yeah.
give no
Of course.
fuck.
Clap at me all day,
Yeah.
boo. I am pouring
You
your
want to whistle? You want to
champagne.
clap?
He
Whatever.
wasn't worried about it because he was dressed.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know how you can tell when it's a cheap suit and when it's like an expensive suit. That suit was at least an Armani suit, and Armani's a little bit on the cheaper side of any suit, but an Armani suit you could tell. I mean, it was just the lapel was just really like that nice shiny look.
Suede-ish.
He didn't look like it wasn't a waiter outfit. It was a suit and like he looked like,
Damn.
bitch, you serving me today.
Wow.
And I never forget that. And my mom always laughs about that. And then same thing with him. So my mom's car breaks down, right? We lived in the back of the townhomes were in the back of the dealership, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So from my townhomes, I could see the dealership, all right?
Got it.
So I got off. I worked when I got out of school. You know what I'm saying? So I was working, and my mom said the car broke down. I said, haha, you're kidding. She goes, no, the car broke down. She's like, I got to get it fixed. She's like, but I'm gonna go walk to pick you up. I said, do not walk to come pick me up. That is so embarrassing. She goes, no. She goes, I'm gonna bring you some like comfortable tennis shoes. I'm like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed, and I was like, and Mr. Guzman, I never forget. I'm walking out, and Mr. Guzman, he called me Chaparrita. He goes, where are you going, Chaparrita? And I'm like, my mom's here to pick me up. She's like,
Where's the car?
where's the car? I said, her car broke down, so she came to pick me up. And I'm just like, I just feel hot coming up.
Even right now, you feel hot again. Just
I
tell
was
them
so
story.
embarrassed. I was just like, oh my God. And my mom's
You're making
standing
me
there.
relive this.
Yeah, right?
And my mom is standing there with my tennis shoes because you don't have to wear heels and you're dressed up. She's holding my tennis. And I'm so mad. And then later on, as I thought about it, I thought how funny it was, right? And then I just thought about how like, God, my mom was so fucking considerate. She brought my tennis shoes so that it's just like a mom,
Yep.
And then it was just like, I apologized to her and I told her I was so sorry that I was just so disrespectful because I was so mad and embarrassed, And so then he's like, because he had said, you guys can take a car home,
Oh.
And then I was like, we're not fucking poor. I'm like, no, this is so embarrassing. And I was like, no, we're fine. We're fine. Right, Mom? We're fine, Mom. We're just going to walk. And she's like, yeah, we're fine. She goes, no, we're fine. She goes, my mom's like,
Oh my God.
I said, I don't know what I said. I turned it into like, my mom wanted to exercise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, this works out for both of us and it's late. So, she didn't want to walk by herself. Like, I turned it into like this whole make-believe
she had
story.
heels on?
No, I did
Oh, okay,
because I
okay.
just got off of
Right,
work.
right.
So
Yeah.
she was coming to meet me. She would pick me up from work.
Gotcha.
So the car broke down. And a funny thing though, my mom has always liked Trans Ams and Firebirds.
Dope.
Nice.
That's all she's still drives. She refuses to get a new vehicle.
What does she have? She has a Trans Am? Holla,
How
what
old?
year?
What
What's
is it?
up?
It's like a 1990 something. It's
Get
still
it?
it's the newest body that came out.
Ooh, it's a 99? Hey.
Something like that.
Is it
like,
V8 or V6?
No, V8. My mom would not get a V6.
What's up? Whatever she wants to sell it,
Oh my
let me know.
God.
She will not. She has
is
had
awesome.
she
Look at
has
her.
had the entire like machine changed out, brand new. She's got it reupholstered. It is her baby. She refuses to
Wow.
get rid of it. And I have asked her, she kept my Jeep. She crashed my Jeep, right? Not on purpose. Like an 18-wheeler literally skid her. And my mom almost died there.
Wow.
And there's a little lawsuit going on with that. And
when was this?
Probably 2 years ago, and then they're still fighting it.
Yeah,
a year and
forever.
a half. Yeah, almost 2 years.
I worked for a plaintiff attorney for 20 fucking years.
What?
18.
Wow.
Dude, I just got an email from my mom's attorney. Same thing. She got rear-ended, and 2 years later, we're finally settling it.
Dude, and that's what people think. They're like, oh, well, is it? No, boo. This 2-3 years.
My
COVID
mom had to get hand surgery from where she gripped the
Steering
wheel so hard. It she kind of shattered this whole little area right here. It was crazy. And then she calls me. They were coming back. Excuse me. Her and my aunt were coming back from Reynosa. I don't even know what they went over there for, to go visit somebody. And she said they were like having a regular old conversation. They were all up in their mix talking, and she goes, next thing you know, we're just spinning and spinning and spinning. And she's like, I just thought to myself, and my aunt said, we're gonna die, Angeles, we're gonna die. And my mom goes, Lupita,
speak for yourself, bitch.
My mom's like, Lupita, agárrate, like just hold on to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and get it together. And my mom says, I do not know. She goes, I didn't let go of the steering wheel. She's like, but I managed to get us to where we were facing the right way versus the opposite way to where cars could have, you're coming fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how it is when you're traveling far or whatever, or
it's
coming
scary.
back in those, there's a bunch of 18-wheelers all the time. So she just said, and then she calls me when she's finally like at the hospital better. And she's like, hey, so I was like, why would you? She goes, well, you have the baby and I didn't want to like startle you. I know how you are. And she's like, you try to leave and come over here. And she's like, I'm fine. I was like, you're in a hospital, Ma. How are you fine? She goes, no, they're checking us. She's like, but I'm fine. I'm obviously talking to you. She's like, they think I broke tore some ligaments in here from where I held the steering wheel so hard, blah, blah, blah. And so it was like, oh my God, it was like a mess. But she kept that car. My point to that was she kept that car. That was my old car before I got this Honda. Mm-hmm. And then she drove it around, but that was like her car that she would like go to and from work because she was really not wanting to put no more miles on her Trans Am because she doesn't want to like get rid of it, and she just loves it. But anyway, she drove a Firebird. That's what I ended up getting. She gave me the Firebird, and then she ended up buying herself that Trans Am that she has.
Wow,
and
that's
so
awesome.
I hated driving the Trans Am, guys. I'm short, it's low, so I was always like
long hood.
But it taught me how to drive to where I knew, like, because it was such a long tip to where it's like, oh, I knew how to turn and everything. But I remember my mom, that's where she had bought it from before I even worked there, And so my mom said, when she said that, she goes, oh, yeah, I have the car here. And then he goes, you bought your car here? I'm like, she's like, yeah, I only buy my Trans Ams or Firebirds here because it's Pontiac and GMC dealership. He's like, what? And so then after that, it was like, he couldn't believe it that she'd only bought it from there. But my mom only bought it from there because she said that it was a Spanish name on the dealership.
I like that. Look at her.
Can you believe that? I was like, oh my gosh. She goes, I never thought you were going to work here.
It says Guzman, fuck it.
She's like, I just saw that it said Ernie Guzman, Hispanic. I want to buy it here because it's the car I want, and it looks like it's somebody who's Hispanic that owns it. So I'm going to buy it here. So when he found out that he's like, you didn't get a rental. It's like, she's like, nah, my coverage is done. So this is out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, no, take the car. So anyway, they gave us one of their loaners and we went back home, and I was still embarrassed the whole time that now we got a loaner from them. Like they were pitying us. So when I got home, I was like, great, Mom. Now they're going to think like, oh, pity them, pobrecitas. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. And I'm just like mad. And finally, when I calmed down, I just went to go apologize to her. I said, I really appreciate you coming. I said, you walked. You brought me shoes, to come and get me,
Got McDonald's afterwards.
Nah, she didn't do McDonald's, but she did do Taco Bell. Taco Cabana. That was her.
Taco Bell fucks me up every time. That's why I don't do it.
Taco Cabana was my mom's thing every night. I'd be like, another Taco Cabana? Oh, girl, can you just cook something? Jeez. She didn't buy groceries for me to cook either. It was like little easy things like sandwiches. Like you got the easy shit, like pizza pockets.
The Totino stuff.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. That's the time she would buy us. And then it'd be like, okay, well, it'd be nice to just have one cooked meal at some point. We ate out every night, guys. Every
I'm trying
night.
to do better at that.
My mom she was a hairdresser, so she closes her shop at 8. By the
Yep.
time they close, clean it up, come home, it'd be almost 9:30.
Full circle. We're talking about eating out again.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to rein it in.
Ooh, my goodness.
It's crazy because my mom, we would eat out every night. I'd be like, wow, this is awful. And then when we'd go to my dad's, because my dad moved around the corner from us because he wanted to be close to us.
To y'all. Yeah.
He didn't like that.
Eating out stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do the eating out. So sometimes I just go, I'd come home, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to my dad's house. I was like, I'm just going to go over there and hang out because he cooked a real meal. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, fuck yeah, you know, chicken, milanesa, you know, whatever it was, you know, but he hooked it up. It wasn't like fast food every day. It's just like, it's just awful. Just thinking about it right now, how awful
You scared
that
me
was.
with that car accident.
Yeah, right.
It was all, I was scared. And then
I don't have anxiety for anything except for when I'm on the road.
Same.
And only because I've seen brains on the asphalt way too many times. Because when you work at a plaintiff firm, and a lot of the firms that I worked at, they're all 18-wheeler and that's it. $1 million cases. And so someone has to die. So it's either at a plant.
Someone has to die?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the bigger cases.
Oh.
And dude, it's so traumatizing, and I'm telling you, I stress my husband out because when I'm driving, I feel good. When someone else is driving, I just start to go into like a panic.
Yeah.
I'm serious, especially when 18-wheelers pass me by. It's I don't know.
My husband
problems.
is the worst driver. My husband is.
I'm not trying to throw my man under the bus, but
He is the worst driver.
However.
I always ask him, like, I'll be sarcastic, like, when you passed your driving test, like you drove on the street with the person next to you, like giving you scores.
Girl, when my husband drives, he's looking at me when he's talking to me. He's like looking at me. I'm like, don't look at me. Or if he's talking to the kids, he'll like turn around. I'm like, oh my God, look straight.
I cannot. I said, or sometimes he gets so mad, but I'll say like, it'll like we'll be switching lanes, and then it'll be like all of a sudden, I'm like, was your first car that you learned how to drive in standard? No. Oh my God. Like really? I said, because you jerk the car as if like somebody that's like, you know, learned how to shift in gears, you
my
know?
husband hates it. He's like, man, I can't wait to get out this damn car.
I'm like,
I'm
oh
sorry.
my God. I just
Sorry.
like, I can't like, and I don't know why I don't drive instead, but I don't, I hate when I have to driving.
I hate that I do that. I have to stop.
But I
Because
need to
I do
start
scare
driving
Rome. Because I'm like, oh, sorry. He's like, oh my God, what now? What now? I'm like, fall back, bitch, fall back. Fall back. Fall back.
it's like we're in the subdivision. We're not on the highway anymore.
I swear to you.
Oh my God, I can't. Anyway.
Jesus, take the
Everybody
wheel,
be
literally.
safe on the roads, guys. I cannot
Please.
do this. And then you're driving on the road and people are just looking down at their fucking phone.
Oof.
Sometimes I want to honk and be like, honk, honk, bitch, pay attention.
Dude, lately everybody with double mask and triple mask on are the ones that are cutting me off and shit. I'm like, man, you're losing air to your fucking brain. Take the mask off. You'll drive better. God damn it.
I understand why people drive with the mask.
No
Girl,
idea.
I see it all the
They're just
time.
Who's
scared.
in your car?
Nobody.
Pinche cucuy. Satan. I don't get it.
It's too much.
It's too much for
It's
me.
too much.
I can't do it anymore. Like I just look at people and I just have to say, it's their right. They
What was
can
this
do what they
podcast
want.
supposed to be about? I always feel like we get sidetracked.
It started off, I'm going to call it self-love. We talked about a lot of self-love.
Yeah,
at the
because I
beginning.
just like I do. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, because I just think like with this whole National Women's Month, right? That's what it's
done
called.
with this.
You don't
National
even know
Month.
what
Done
it's
with this
called.
month.
National Month.
Is it
Women's Month.
international or national? Because I feel like I said it wrong.
It's National Women's Month, but it was International Women's Day
yesterday.
on Monday.
Shit, I don't even know.
So that it's just not the women locally; it's everywhere.
Marissa's like, every day is my day.
Every day is my day.
That's how I feel. Shit.
All day, every day.
I would hate to be a man. As I'm sure a man would hate to be a woman.
I'd hate to be a
know.
woman.
Right?
yeah.
It's
true.
I love women, as we've all said. You know, we know.
But I would not like to be a man. There's nothing about a man that sounds fun.
No, it
except for
doesn't.
the fact that maybe they can like have sex and no one talks about them, right?
Oh, I
Like,
never gave a fuck
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm doing the same thing plus more better. Is more better?
More better.
Better. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Fuck it,
who wants
Northside.
to be taller, bigger, stronger, faster, quicker reaction time? Who wants all that?
Oh my God. But I did see this one girl that posted, it was hilarious.
What?
She posted, happy International Women's Day or whatever. And then it was like all the guys, you know how.
Oh, in the sports?
All the boys in the sports now, these grown ass men competing. And there's a poor lady with her neck like this and they're like choked. And I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing. Like I was just like,
my God.
I just wrote on there, what I write on there, I just wrote, gosh, this world has changed. That's all I said.
Yeah.
And that's all I said. I said, but I'm still celebrating you. I don't know who she is, but I just made the comment because I thought it was hilarious.
You gotta be able to laugh at stuff like that.
And then I saw another account and that's when I was like,
Did you see the filter for the mask?
I did.
Did you see the cheerleading competition video? I sent it to you, I think. Where they're little
were they
girls.
harassing?
Yeah. That made me sad.
What?
These little girls are going to a cheerleading competition. This BLM protesters are like, do something black with your white privilege today. The only reason you can do, you had the pretty hair with the pretty little suits is because your white moms are taking you to better schools. And
Who's saying this?
it was a Black Lives Matter protest in front of
outside
it
cheerleading.
was like 11, 12, year old protest.
And these little girls are just walking in like, what's
don't know
happening?
what
They
the
don't have
hell's
no
going
idea.
on.
They're just there for their cheerleading competition.
She's
They
like,
have
Breonna
no,
Taylor's
all they
dead.
know is that they've been doing this the whole time, practicing. And now
like-
I was very sad for the little girls, but also very sad for the adult that she's attacking little girls like that. You've got issues yourself.
Oh, severely.
If you're attacking little girls like that, if you were attacking adults, that'd be a different story. And I'm not saying it's not okay, right? But we're talking about little girls coming in to do a competition.
Yeah, there's
they've
a
been
time and place
practicing,
for that.
and for you
Yeah.
to sit there and say, "Oh, and your little bows, your little perfect bows," and I'm like, but there's a lot of black cheerleaders.
The last girl that walked in was black. The girl at the very end was a little black girl.
And so I'm like thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, some of these parents like cough up a lot of money for these cheerleading camps.
That's just not the place.
They have to go to gymnastics. They pay for tumbling classes. They pay, you know what I'm saying? These competition entry fees are not cheap. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, listen, some parents do this because they want their kids to be active. It has nothing to do with privilege about anything. There's single moms out there who will work 2, 3,
and they
4
sacrifice
fucking jobs
to send their kids to things like that.
Exactly.
And
Okay.
get scholarships if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to me, it was like, no, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? I just think, look, I really feel like we all choose what we're going to do. And if you choose to be a victim, that is your fault. Because we live in a country where you can do anything in the world that you want to do. If an immigrant can come here and start from fucking zero and make something of themselves, there's no reason why an American citizen can't do the same.
I think that there are disparities in this country, but I don't think that a cheerleading contest or whatever it is where you address those issues.
Yeah.
Or attack them. Marissa, they're like this with the megaphone. As these little girls are trying to come into the competition place.
Yeah. Not high schoolers, like little,
No,
like
they're
8,
little
9,
girls.
10, 11,
They're
12.
like little girls.
Uncalled for.
That's like Aiden's age. No, and it looked like there were some that were a little bit older than that.
Yeah.
They were probably like a range from 8 to 11,
Yeah,
maybe
something
the
like that.
biggest. But it would look like that was their cheer team. They're going in to compete. It broke my heart.
Yeah.
I was like, these little girls.
Yeah, that was uncalled
And
for.
also, you don't know if this parent legit is trying to teach their child like not to see. You know what I'm saying? Not to discriminate, not to judge anybody. And here you are showing maybe something that a parent's trying to, like we talked about, like me not wanting really Penny to know color until she kind of realizes it on her own. So let's just say you're that parent who's trying to teach your child just to be a good human, not to judge anybody by their race.
Yeah.
And you're sitting out there protesting. You don't think that child's now going to be like, what's that about,
It's just
Mom?
that
What's
that's not
happening
the
out
place.
there? You know,
It's not the place. It's just not the place.
Signs. I was just
not
like,
the place.
oh, and then I saw someone else post celebrating. Today's not only International Women's Day, and it's also not National Women's Month, but we also have to celebrate transgender women.
That's a
Didn't I say we were going to talk about this? Didn't I say? I said I feel like the next one we're going to talk about transgender.
No, I'm going to leave it because it's been like the last 2 episodes because this whole month thing, it's been making
Has
me
anybody
so
left
mad.
you any comments about it?
No.
Okay.
Because how
All
can
right,
you be
good.
mad about it? You see what I'm saying? Like I said, I've said this before. The reason I had Valentine on here was because I really legit, with all my heart, want to understand it and where you're coming from. And I think, like Marissa says, the only way you'll ever understand anything is by talking to people that think differently than you, is by...
Did I say that? My goodness.
So astute
Oh
of you.
my goodness.
Marissa thinks she knew a few words here and there. But you see what I'm saying? So like, I wanted to understand it because again, I didn't really understand him being a male and dating a female, if that made him, how that made him a straight male.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
really want to understand that. And maybe there's a lot of people out there also who are trying to understand it so that you can be addressed as what you want to be addressed as, you know? But I don't feel like they don't know what it's like to be a female. You changed into a female. It's a little bit different.
We've been doing this since birth, bitch.
Exactly. So my vagina has been my vagina for all my life.
And she's been good to me.
Exactly.
Candace
She's
had
been good to me.
he's some anchor, or not anchor, but a guy from BET News on her show. I don't know if you saw the clip, and he was arguing how like men can menstruate and some men
Lamont
can't.
something?
I think so. It was just a really bizarre conversation. Like he wouldn't let up about how some men can menstruate, some men can get pregnant.
No.
It's like, are we that lost in the head where we can't agree that that's not true?
My thing is, why are we even talking about this?
Exactly,
Our government
right?
keeps trying to fuck us over, and they do it all day, every day. Why are we talking about this?
It's like it's
Why are we
planned,
talking about
right?
this?
Why?
Hey, and the funnier thing is, to me, is that still no one has had their stimulus check. Is that not weird to anybody?
Some
Unemployment
people
runs out on
some people are
Sunday?
struggling.
No more
too.
unemployment
So
for people?
they have to re-up it. It passed the Senate. That's got to go back to the House and pass both chambers of the House. So.
You know, during
Wait,
the,
so
during,
wait, whoa, stop.
I thought they were
So
going to
what
start getting it on
happens to
Friday.
people-
Somebody said. I don't fucking know.
So if the people that don't have a job and are unemployment, Rob,
It's
what
over.
happens to them?
It runs
over.
out, yeah. So the way that
It's over, boo.
the way that Trump,
over.
extended, it
How
took
are they
him.
going to eat?
You know,
Girl, how are they eating now? There's some people who they were being paid under the table and they were working for, a restaurant and they're not there anymore, or whatever, cleaning or whatever, and they haven't gotten anything.
you have to think that they're going to
No
extend
help?
it, but it's probably going to be last minute again. Like they've already, they took out the Rand Paul helped take out something of it. Like you couldn't go to COVID something, or no, Planned Parenthood, because they had stuff the Planned Parenthood money in there as well in the COVID relief bill,
I'm so tired of that. So tired of that.
and something else. But so
These motherfuckers are so fucked up. That's what I mean. If y'all ain't opened y'all's eyes yet as to why we are being distracted, like, bro, why is Meghan
not-
Markle?
oh, we didn't even talk about
What is
that.
that? What's her? That's her name, right?
Yeah,
Meghan
Markle.
Markle.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We
talk
need to
about
We need to watch it. Then we'll talk about
it.
it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Who has CBS? I don't.
Me either, but I think it's on the
YouTube?
internet now.
I don't
Really?
think so. I tried to find it on
Really?
YouTube and it's just clips.
I saw Pierce Morgan's getting a lot of backlash. Did you see his tweet?
No.
What
Okay,
was it?
we'll save it. We'll save it. It was,
I haven't seen it.
okay,
I haven't
all right,
seen
we'll
it.
save it, and then you can read Pierce Morgan's. He's a controversial dude.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
That-
what are we
it's-
telling our women?
Oh,
when
what
we
were you
sign
saying?
off?
I'm sorry, Robert. Good job.
Oh no, well, so yeah, today's the 10th, so it runs out on the 13th, 14th. So yeah, on Sunday. So they have
Pray
until
for our brothers and sisters, guys.
they
Man,
have until
people
Sunday.
are struggling right now.
So they've already, they shot down the 15, which it wasn't going to go anywhere. 15 minimum wage, and then a couple of other
but that
things.
shouldn't even be included in that.
Right.
That's
So they're
just-
including a bunch of things to try to get a bunch of this other funding to pass as well.
which
in
is
the
what they did all the other times too, man. A lot of people got a lot of money
Right.
during that. Not people like us, but a lot of corporations got a lot of dinero
So if they
the last couple times.
if they do, which they have to extend it because everybody's still so fucked around the country here. It extends till September, I believe. So it might be a last minute, and you might lose a bit, like a week or so, but it should pass.
Man, that's so fun. Guys, so that we can end this, this is the reason why everything that is purchased, except this is only the stuff that's on sale, so not the new things that's coming in for the spring. But I figured instead of having a site sale, and obviously me keeping the money, right? Obviously. I really want to give back. And so every purchase, guys, that comes in that's been bought for on things that are on sale that I'm trying to get rid of to bring in the new spring collection and stuff, all that money is going to be used to help families out there. So if you have purchased something already, I'm trying to repost everybody who like a new order comes in. I try to repost there because I don't know who they are, obviously. Yeah. So I just repost the name and stuff, and just to give them a thank you, because I can't wait to see how much money we'll have total, to give. And I really hope that we can get rid of everything so that I can help several families, because it breaks my heart that there's so many families out there that are struggling. And I get it. It's like, you can look at things a different way. It's like, oh, okay, what handouts, blah, blah, blah. There's some people still trying to do 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, guys, because there is nothing happening right now for them. Maybe the industry that they're in is not, you know what I'm saying? It's not open, right? Marissa's husband, for example, right? I mean, he's in oil and gas. Yep. That's getting a big hit,
So thank you, Jesus. He's finally back at work.
Exactly.
Whew.
So you see
that was tough.
Back in the oil.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's just certain things like that. And
but honey, we were scraping.
Oh, bro, I hear you, man.
Whew. My goodness.
And that's what I mean. Like, there's people who are trying to still make it. You know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with...
keep your kids in private school while this is all happening. Like, that was... wow.
It's
OnlyFans, feet pictures. Holla.
I need to work on that, or shitting on a glass table. I am gonna shit on a glass table. I don't give a damn.
Hey, Rome's gonna come home one day from work. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to make some money. Like, I'm trying to.
Imagine in the middle of the act, you're just you're popping a squat on your table, you're like,
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard out there.
For real, guys.
Sorry, we derailed a very, very nice little message you were having.
No. I was just saying, like, so if you've purchased anything, so I really appreciate you guys helping out. We hope that we can help a few families. I'm hoping not just one family, but I hope we can do a few families, even if it's just giving them, $100 gift card to Walmart, to HEB, whatever is going to help them, even if it's like paying a light bill for them, or I don't know what it's going to be, right? Yeah. But whatever amount of money, I hope that what I want to make sure is that it actually helps the family, because I've been fucked before collecting money
That's all right,
and then not going.
We'll find them.
So I just really want to make sure that these families in need are like getting it, whether, like I said, if maybe we can help by paying a rent. I don't know, but I want to help. And I just feel like there's so many people hurting, and these motherfuckers are just fucking around and really just not giving a damn about
dragging their feet. You know what I'm saying? The only reason people got that $600 check was because of Big Bad Bernie and a Republican. I think it's Josh Hawley. Those two people fought tooth and nail against the Democratic establishment, the Republican establishment, to give people $600. They were met with so much opposition.
It's just a mess. It's a really big mess. And
it's just
and
pathetic.
I'm just tired of, that's why I said I'm just tired of these fucking dumbass headlines that are making the news. But guys, there's way more fucking important things happening out there. Like I said, people not having their jobs, people not having money to pay rent. They're still doing that forbearance. Every time I make a payment on like a house or whatever, it says, the message you always hear is, if you're on a blah, blah, blah forbearance. And I tell Pete, I was like, I thank God every day. I thank God every day that I have money to pay for my house, to pay, you know what I'm saying, to pay my car note, whatever, right? But those people that do have to do that, that's a lot of money, even then, to pay all at once. Yeah. When the forbearance is over, however much your house note is, let's just say on the high end, it's $1,500. I don't know, right? Whatever it is, $1,500. You just what? How does that work?
Times 9, 10, 12.
And then what happens? You have to pay it all at once?
You just have to hope that they don't fuck you over, boo.
Oh, my gosh.
You have to hope that they really do stick to what they said they're going to do.
Which is put it at the end of your loan.
Put it at the end of your loan.
But that's still... that's still fucked. What about the interest on that shit?
Well, you could put it off until the end of the loan.
Or what they do is it's called a partial claim. And the partial claim is like, you'll still owe that money, but it'll be in a little... You don't owe it anymore, but it'll be in like a little account. And so if you try to sell the house, you have to satisfy that first. Yeah. And then you can sell
like an escrow.
So there's little things that they can do. And there's services. God, I don't know the services. We need to find out. That help you, and they'll walk you through it with your mortgage company. But in 2008, man, that's how they fucked a lot of people over, because they kept telling them that it was going to be okay, and they ended up.
And that's kind of what's
taking it
happening
anyway.
now. Like some of these institutions are not like, you can't find it in the fine print where it says that they're not going to just ask for it all up front when it's over. So that could get some people, like it did in 08.
Oh, we gotta just
see, man. You see what I'm saying? And people just don't even fucking realize that they're so worried about protesting dumbass shit that's happening right now when there's like serious things. People that have worked hard to even purchase their first home, to have to do that, you know what I'm saying? And then be at risk of maybe losing it if our economy doesn't get better, if it doesn't. That's what I don't think people understand. I totally get it. This fucking virus is real.
Yeah.
It's fucking real.
Amen.
I know plenty of people that have had it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my brother-in-law had it, you know? So it's totally real, right? But people have got to get back to work, or we're going to have a bigger problem.
Well, and look, during the Great Depression, was it FDR that was the president? I mean, what he did was he put everybody to work. So they all worked for the government. And what did they do? They worked on our infrastructure. I mean, right now we could use the government to put people to work so that they can work on our bridges, our roads. I mean, those bridges are crumbling. We haven't worked on our infrastructure and God knows how long, because they keep stripping that money for the infrastructure and giving it to corporations. I mean, there's so many things that our government can do instead of, you know, a lot of people have issues with them giving stimulus checks, but okay, then don't give them a stimulus check. Put everybody to work.
And no one's working right now. It's like there's so many, like I said, there's so many places, unless you're like an essential worker, like a Target, a Walmart, you know, I mean, I'm thankful for them too, because I need groceries at the end of the day. Let's be real, right? I mean, an HEB, whatever, you know, people that work in the hospital, they've never lost, you know, they're at risk every fucking day being exposed to all those damn people, you know. But my thing behind it is like, thank God for all the essential workers, but I also pray for those who don't have a job and haven't had a job for a minute, are depending on this damn unemployment, are depending on this fucking stimulus check. You know what I'm saying?
A $1,200 check, a $600 check, and they've been fighting tooth and nail about a check that was supposed to be $2,000.
And y'all worried about.
Oh, you know what's crazy? On Sunday when it expires, or when the relief bill that Trump signed before he left office, is the 1 year anniversary of the lockdown starting on the 14th. I just noticed that too.
Man, I'm telling y'all, they fucking with us. If y'all haven't opened up your eyes yet, listen, guys, whatever way you voted, this should really make you think that in the future, you should really get it together as to who your local folks are, right? All those things matter. And like I've said it before, sadly, I was never good about it. I just voted. Whatever, right? Because it never really affected me, right? And so it's a rough time for everybody, and we need to be better. We need to be better, and we need to like really like start
just educating ourselves.
Yeah, I really hate that I educated myself. Marissa's been on it. We already know that. But
I sent her my old Facebook post from 2016. It's like, the media's trying to control you.
Yeah.
Get it together. I'm like, my Facebook people hate me. They don't know if I'm Republican or Democrat. And I've been talking about the media for a long fucking time. These people they got too much fucking power.
Too much.
Yeah.
And like they say, they make your brother seem like an enemy, and the enemy seem like, you know, like the good guy, you know, and it's fucked up, but it's a game that they've played for a really long time. It's
fucked up, like this whole immigration thing that's going on right now. I feel a certain way about that.
We gonna have to save that for the
that's
because I think there's a lot to unpackage on that one.
Sure.
Yeah, because I feel a certain way about it, just because obviously I'm first generation, so I come from parents who are immigrants,
Totally.
right?
Same.
Yeah,
But
me too on just one side.
Same.
But I also understand as an American why it's important to have a border, why it's important to have certain rules, and why you have to do things legally. I get it now, right? I mean, I understand it, but I also know that people that come into this country are coming here because they want a better life. Not everybody that comes here is,
If parents in America were fist fighting over toilet paper because they wanted to give it to their kids, please don't act like you don't understand why someone would flee a country with their children on their back.
And I sent, and then just those people waiting for Biden because he promised them, it breaks.
On their knees.
It
Let
breaks
us in.
my heart. I think I've sent you that video.
That was tough
and
to watch.
and then them who gave him them shirts?
It was an LGBTQ plus group.
See, that ain't even right. So I don't know what that was about because it's saying Biden on it didn't make them look good. It made them look worse. The fact that they were wearing those Biden shirts and Biden's the one that has them sitting there. That lady talking about how she ain't had no food, no water. And I was like,
We're 50 days in, guys. They usually do the majority of their legislating 100 days in because after 100 days, they're already worried about the next go round, the next campaign. And so it's looking really grim.
But this poor man can't even.
Oh, he's diminishing
he has
so
been
fast.
nowhere.
Yeah.
He has done
He has
nothing.
no press. He has not talked about anything. He forgets half the time what he's talking about. I was watching a video of him, and it reminds me of when I used to work at the retirement home. Some of the people that kind of were already like older, you know what I'm saying? They kind of would just kind of stare around, trying to gather their thoughts, like whatever they forgot. And it's a look that's kind of like an away look, and they're trying to like catch the thought, like, where was I?
Yeah.
I thought I was talking about something else. And I saw a video, and he had that look, and I swear to you, I was a waitress at a retirement home. So
she's done everything.
I know.
I know. And Pete was saying that the other day. He was like,
I was a waitress at a retirement.
I was.
That's where it goes down in the retirement homes.
We gotta go, man. I gotta go get my child.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Like again, if you haven't purchased,
We'll talk about STDs and the old folks home next time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Amen.
Thank you guys if you already purchased something from her apparel. I really appreciate it. You are helping a lot of families. Hopefully, as we continue to, and it's going to go on until I get rid of everything. So until I get rid of all the things that are on sale, that's when I'm going to gather the money and go and we can help families, and I'll post about it so you guys will see. So we will have Ilse with Connect Media Firm for our next episode to go into this, honoring women for Women's Month. And hopefully you guys take something good from it, because she's got a lot of knowledge also for those who are trying to start a business and don't know how to navigate the social media game. So thank you guys. See y'all next time.